fight. We don't have to kill. Everybody in the whole wide world really just needs to chill. No, we don't have to fuss, no, we don't have to fight.
Hello, everyone, and welcome back to another episode of Just Chill with Oliver George. This is episode 93, and this time around, I'm very excited to have a returning guest who has brought a special guest with him. But before we get into it, I want to remind you, if you're watching on YouTube and you would prefer audio only, you can get that on Spotify, Apple Podcasts, iHeartRadio, and other places like that. If you're listening to me on one of those platforms, though, and you didn't know there was a visual side to this thing, I encourage you to please come check it out here on YouTube. If you come over to the visual side, I would really appreciate it if you'd hit that subscribe button. You do not have to, obviously, but it really helps me grow this channel, and I love connecting with new people. So if you're just joining in now, maybe it's your first episode or you've been here since day one, thank you very much. It means a lot to me. If you want to reach out to me with a cool guest idea or some general feedback about the show, you can hit me up on social media or send me an email at justchillpodcasting@gmail.com. If you reach out, let me know if you have interest in one of these holofoil stickers with the show's logo on it, and I'll send you one free of charge. Now, as I mentioned off the top, I have a returning guest. I've become friends with him since he was here for episode 68, I believe it was.
68, huh?
And don't spoil who it is. Don't spoil who it is.
69, but
you're not on camera. Kenny was 69, actually.
but that's more appropriate for Kenny. Yeah.
Anyways, before I spoil the guests, you haven't seen them yet, but the friend he has brought along with him probably has one of the most notable and contagious laughs in all of television history.
Oh, boy.
Oh, I thought maybe I was going to get a little sample of it there, but you can't force these things. You probably know them from the Tom Green Show. That's right. I'm talking about Glenn Humplik and Phil Giroux. Welcome to the studio, guys.
Yeah. Awesome. It's nice to be here, Oliver. How's my hair, by the way?
Looks great. I was going to say, you guys have aged gracefully.
It's okay. Yeah. Didn't really check it, but I don't usually check, but
look at that thick wad.
It is. Yeah, it's nice.
You've touched it many times before.
Oh, I know I have.
You know, Mr. 68.
Well, you were always kind of known as like the ladies' man, from what I've gathered. The Mad Stallion I wrote down here.
I don't know. I mean, I don't know. I mean, that's they. Who's they?
Is he being humble or?
Well,
he's done all right. All right. We don't have to get into that.
I don't want to go down that road.
Oh boy.
Well, what I want to start off, obviously, we can get into the Tom Green Show. I want to start off though with what's been going on lately. How I know you guys.
What?
I just heard you say it's been a long time. I don't know why that makes no sense or is funny, but yeah. Sorry, Oliver. There's going to be a lot of these like ridiculous.
If you guys are going, I'm going to let you go. So I'm sorry if I interrupt you, honestly.
No. Cheers, by the way. Thanks for having us here.
Of course.
Thanks for having us here. Good to see you too, Glenn.
Steam whistle?
Yeah, all right,
tonight?
yeah.
As I was, and you said you like lagers and then asked for steam whistle, but it's a Pilsner.
He likes IPAs.
Yeah, but I do like steam whistle. I think I'm actually wearing a steam
there you
whistle
go.
Look at that.
Yeah,
Really?
steam whistle t-shirt.
But it is indeed a Pilsner.
Is it really?
Yeah.
Oh, it is. Oh.
Yeah.
Maybe they make a lager too. I'm not sure.
They just started making one about 4 years ago.
Oh, okay.
Wait. Okay, before we start, what's the difference between a Pilsner and a lager? I thought they were the same.
Not the same. No. You've got ale, Pilsner, and lagers. Those are three different.
What's the difference?
You know, I know that they're different, but if you ask me like under the hood how they're different, it's the process, it's the blah, 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 and...
So it's not one of these like, it's from the region of Bordeaux?
Pilsner makes me
that's
think Europe,
different.
though.
That's different.
There's a different process of making...
Well...
Because they taste the same as a lager.
Pilsner and a lager, no, they don't taste the same to me.
No?
Pilsner I associate with European beers a lot, like Czech Pilsners, German Pilsners.
Like
I'm sure
Bud.
they have ales and lagers too, but when I think of Pilsner, I think of Europe.
Yeah, you don't think of downtown Toronto.
Well, yeah, I suppose we've got them here too, but maybe the origins come from Europe. I don't really know.
Three idiots.
Yeah, exactly. Well, we can do a lot of that here tonight.
We know a little bit, but we really don't know enough to complete the...
You were telling me a bunch of history stuff on the dog walk.
Yeah, I know about that stuff. And I know that those are three different types of beers. Yeah. But
I don't know that that's an accomplishment.
I was starting a brewery, but I don't...
Were you actually starting a brewery?
Yes.
Oh, nice.
Yes.
He's part owner of a distillery.
Oh, so not just a garage
top
bathtub sort of thing.
Yeah.
Okay.
Oh,
small.
What
top shelf distillers, but
cool.
Just a.
When did that start?
7 and some change years. About 7-ish years ago.
Oh, okay.
Yeah,
Quite some time.
It's in Perth.
Nice.
Yeah.
Damn.
Make a lot of moonshines, all kinds of different moonshines, gin,
Can I ask what makes a moonshine? Because I've always been curious about that.
You need a bathtub.
Oh, okay. That's legitimate.
Yeah, you just need a bathtub. You put about a bunch of corn syrup in there, and you just let it from. No, I'm just joking. Moonshine is it's a bit of a label that like is kind of loose, right? It's kind of just like, I don't want to make it sound like cheap booze, but back in the day, that's kind of
it was country bumpkin booze, kind
of, but
and really high alcohol usually.
Usually, but it's made a big comeback. It's big in the west coast of America right now.
Okay,
it's working its way.
It's booze that's not aged as long, right? Is that what it is?
It's instant. Yeah, it's not aged.
So how long is it aged?
0 seconds.
What do you mean 0 seconds?
Like it's pretty much like almost
Just mix
instant.
it up and it's
yeah. Like it's like almost instant.
So does
Really?
it taste shitty
almost.
then, or
No, it does the job. You know, if you wanna get a buzz,
quick
and,
little nip? Yeah.
No, moonshine's good stuff, but there's different qualities still. There's different. Like I actually don't know exactly.
Is this going to be happening a few times today?
There's a distiller that perfects this stuff, but
I noticed. So I like bourbon.
yeah, you're a whiskey guy.
Well, you guys just introduced something. I noticed that
like a 7-year Lanark. Yeah.
No, some kind of sweet whiskey, or I'm assuming that you weren't able to call it bourbon, so you
can't. I mean, rye whiskey. That's Canadian.
right.
Like
but bourbon, you can't.
No,
use
that
the
you
term
can't. You
bourbon.
can't.
That's like
That's got to be
Kentucky
from from
You
Kentucky.
released something recently because I'm on your mailing list.
Shit, I don't know. Like I said, I'm not.
Real involved business.
Not
owners.
really. No. Like I'm not involved. Like at that. Like I'm just.
You're not on the front lines, yeah.
No. I'm not even on the back lines. So I'm just kind of sampling.
Right. That's
a good place to be.
It's good. They've got really good whiskey. I enjoy.
Oh, nice. Okay, yeah. I'll have to make it out to Perth sometime.
I'm just a.
During the pandemic, they're delivering to my door.
Yeah.
With a butter tart.
Oh yeah. Those are good.
It's insane. They would package it with a butter tart.
Damn.
So
A little extra
you're like,
something.
whiskey and a butter tart.
Yeah, that's like the chef's kiss.
Totally.
Homemade.
You get some
too.
chips too if you want.
There's some kettle chips, yeah.
Yeah, good whiskey. I enjoy it. Yeah, I'm gonna try that
Yeah.
whiskey. I just saw it last week. Yeah,
Awesome.
Oh, the vodka's very good too.
Damn, well, yeah, I wouldn't mind driving out there, get a little
it's
tour of the...
It's lovely.
Delivered to your door.
Oh, yeah?
Online. Yeah,
I think it'd be interesting to see how it's all made, though.
Yeah,
Yeah.
I haven't been invited.
Oh.
I've many times.
Not once.
I have several times. I said, come on,
Not once.
I have. I've been out there with.
I think this is your official invite.
Yeah,
now.
we'll go. Okay. Done.
Cool.
I'd like to go.
Okay.
Sounds like a
set
good
it up.
time.
Okay.
You too, Oliver.
Thank you. I appreciate
wicked.
that.
Wicked.
Well, I want to talk to you guys about your recent foray into stand-up comedy. I know
Yeah.
for you, it's sort of revisiting because you did it as a teen, late teens.
Yeah,
years?
I did it for 2 years with Tom. Actually, sorry.
I love how you're taking
Yeah,
out my chair.
Yeah,
This is
comfortable.
fine. Fuck.
Well, you're next to me, dude. Yeah, when I was like 17 and 18, and let's see, this was in the late 80s.
Oh, wow.
With Tom, he was like 16, 17. So we did it for 2 years, amateur night, every Thursday. Back then, it was like every Thursday. Like not like, once a month.
This
or
was at
whatever.
Yuck Yucks.
Yeah, Yuck Yucks downtown
club.
on
Local club here in Ottawa.
It was on
Beacon Arms on
Albert or
Albert.
something.
Yeah, that's right. And so I did it back then, but then there's like a huge gap that I haven't done it in a bazillion years. And Glenn and I.
Glenn, you'd never done it, right? Before
Never done it,
recently.
no.
And Tom
Yeah.
was the one who kind of got you guys to go and give it a shot.
Yeah.
Well, it's been we've talked about it a lot. He was like, let's all kind of do it. So we kind of started. I guess I could say restarted, but we really just started a couple of months ago.
2 months ago?
Yeah, 2 months ago, for the holidays kind of thing. So it's fun. Yeah.
Well, I know Glenn's clearly taking the craft seriously. You're always sending me stuff you've been writing, and it's good shit too. And I can just tell how passionate you are about it now.
I'm trying, but it's always something I wanted to try, but I was always kind of mortified and scared about doing it
It's terrifying if you've never done it.
And
Yeah.
I'm realizing how
It's
how hard
terrifying
it is
even
now.
if you've done
Even
it
if you've done
100
it, yeah,
times.
sure, yeah,
I mean,
rather, yeah.
it's you guys. I mean, you do it too, Oliver. So
Intermittently,
what it's
as I
like.
say, but
It's,
yeah, Glenn was the one who coerced me to sign up last month. But I'm glad
and
you
you're
did.
hilarious. I was there at your show.
Thank you, man. Thank you. You guys had a lot to say about my Kermit impression, which I revived from. I don't think I'd done it for 5 years or something. And then Glenn said I should get a Kermit costume and do a whole
Do
5
a
minutes
whole set as
Please do.
Kermit.
as
Yeah.
a sad man-sized Kermit. Yeah, I'll do it. Like I said, if you buy the thing, I'll do it. You found one for like
Found one for
$35
like
$14.
$14, right?
Yeah.
Okay.
I'm
I'll
pushing
ship it.
I'm
I'm pushing
pushing
it.
it. Fuck.
You got to try it.
I will.
I'll pay half.
Yeah,
we'll
I'm good for it.
$7 each. Yeah. So, but yeah, it's a lot of fun. Stand-ups. It's a lot of fun. I mean, we're constantly sending each other like stupid jokes, trying to make them like slightly less stupid or slightly more stupid.
Just refining it, yeah.
And yeah, it's fun. It's good time.
So that's the plan. Just keep signing up every month for now.
Yeah, the plan is just it's fun. So if we're
the
having
plan
fun,
is no plan.
There's no plan. It's just we're just having fun. It's like I'm like a guy with a guitar, basically. It's the same kind of
Yeah,
same
but
kind
I
of
mean,
thing,
you're planning enough that you're taking the time to sign up. You got to do it
That takes
in
about
advance.
8 seconds.
No, but it's remembering to do it, forcing yourself to do it. You know what I mean?
I'm enjoying the process of I like learning new things, and I'm enjoying the process of what goes behind writing comedy.
Yeah, it sounds
Which is something
cliche
I've
here.
never done.
We'll sound Hollywood here, but we enjoy the creative process.
Oh, that's fair.
The creative process, and then it's one thing to write the jokes. It's another thing to kind of perform or say the jokes,
Execute it the way
I
you
don't
want
to say
to.
jokes, but
Yeah.
just to perform. And we've always kind of liked that kind of. I say we because we've done a lot of stuff over the years. I've
been a big.
I've been on
huge
stage
fan of
with this
comedy,
guy like 1,000 times in different ways, not just on the show, on the Tom Green show, but on all the other things that we've done, whether it's music or just silly, stupid stuff on stage
Yeah.
doing.
But
like,
never
whatever.
stand up.
But never stand up. Although a lot of the stuff that we've done, you could say could be
Stand up adjacent,
could be
kind of.
Right.
on the could be interpreted sort of kind of that way. Or
Well, and
that.
you featured that night when I was there. You were doing like closing the night out.
yeah, and I.
How did you feel about that performance?
It was great. I mean, I just opened for Tom Friday too. That was
Nice.
a good show. Just literally a couple of days ago. The difference was when I did it Friday a couple of days ago. The room was full as opposed to like 6 people in the audience that night that you were there.
Yeah, it was like a
that was the
Wednesday night or
difference.
something, yeah.
So what do you? Okay, here's the question: what do you prefer?
I prefer a full room, but I say this all the time. I love the mayor. If there's like only 3 people on the end in the audience, I genuinely love that as well. You know that I'm kind of weird that way. Like I love a full room, but if it's like extra weird, I like that even more. Personally,
It's not the in between where it's like 10 to 15 or
look,
something.
anything is amazing. But if it's like
That night there were maybe
8,
No,
10,
there were like
12
I think I
max.
counted 25 people.
Oh,
in the audience.
really?
Yeah.
Well, if you're counting the other comics and the
Including
bartenders.
including the bartenders.
Yeah.
I think no, because Brian said they had sold 12 tickets.
Yeah, but there were
That
more
night.
people.
Yeah.
I
But
think
when
I
that
counted
happens,
about
then they'll
25,
offer out free ones like
But
call us for
look,
4 free tickets.
I like it all is the real answer. But certainly if there's only 2 people in the audience, which is pretty rare. I mean, that's fun too. I'm kind of weird that way. Like I'll enjoy that genuinely. I always say that
because
like,
I love uncomfortable comedy.
I love
And
it. Exactly.
If it's
And if it's
uncomfortable,
uncomfortable,
for us,
like, exactly,
for
that's
us,
even
it's
better.
probably uncomfortable
even
for
better.
them.
100%. 100%.
It can definitely work to your
100%.
advantage at times to have that awkward flair.
It's just, that's just, that's how I see it. But yeah, it's fun. It's fun.
Well, that's awesome. I'm so glad you guys are getting back into it, or you're getting into it for the first time. I hope you stick to it. I see you always after shows inquisitively sort of, talking to the other comics and trying to pick up tidbits of this and that.
Yeah,
So-
I'm trying to learn what different comedians go through in their own process
Yeah.
of writing.
'Cause it's very
and
different
performance
person to
stuff, and
person.
Everyone's
Yeah.
different.
Everyone's different. Yeah.
And then the trick is finding your version of that,
Yeah,
and kind of
yeah.
refining your own lane.
And like being friends with Tom, he's been really helpful because he's been touring now for 15 years.
Oh, yeah.
And he's a seasoned pro
obviously,
now.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Totally.
Performing.
Killer,
so he's been really
Last time
really
I saw him, he
helpful.
did like over 2 hours, and he was freewheeling half of it at least.
Oh,
Yeah. And he killed it. He
Yeah,
absolutely
he'll do
destroyed.
3-4 hours even if he had to. Like I think he has done that.
Yeah.
Once. So.
I can believe it.
Yeah,
He
yeah.
never seemed
No, he's
scared or anything. He just seems so in his element,
He's putting on great sets.
Yeah,
and
definitely.
he's been using Ottawa as a bit of a residency.
Yeah.
performing
Yeah.
about once a month just to kind of stay fresh and get on stage. And,
Well, and your hometown feels comfortable, I'm sure.
yeah, you need a stage to kind of work new material and stuff. So Ottawa.
And Howie and him go way back as well.
Yeah,
so
that's right.
Makes
Yeah,
sense.
it's either that or the end of Spark Street. That's a stage too, I guess. Just on the street.
Oh yeah.
right.
Yeah, totally. So.
He doesn't do street stuff too much anymore, though. Eh? It's kind of over
No,
that.
but I mean, I joke about that because that's kind of like how we'll say we started, but that's kind of like how we grew up doing that. comedy
Razzing people
on the
and-
street.
Yeah.
Like literally. So just
Well, you guys go way back,
without
right?
a camera. Without a camera.
You're a Beacon Hiller too.
Absolutely.
Yeah,
Absolutely.
I think you live like down the street from my folks' place. You were telling me on Eastvale or something.
He's another
My dad lives on Grafton.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh, right on the corner.
Yeah.
That's
Did you go to CB too or no?
No, I went to Urinal.
Oh, okay, in Blackburn.
Yeah.
Oh, okay.
Francais.
And where'd you go? You told me last time, I think.
Ottawa Tech.
Where the fuck is that? Is it closed now?
Yeah, it is.
It is. Okay, I think I know. Is it downtown?
Downtown.
Yeah. I went there once or twice, like at the outside.
What school did you? Where'd you go?
Colonel By.
Oh, Colonel. Yeah, you did. Yeah, of course.
Yeah, I was there in grade 9 in gym class when Tom came with Monica
Yeah.
Lewinsky and told us all to skip and go to the
yeah.
Petite Caisse store,
Wicked.
which is where I got you to give me an autograph. You signed my
yeah.
pants,
Okay.
and you didn't even write your name. You just wrote ACDC.
Right. There you
And I
go.
was kind of a little bit like, man, what the fuck? But it was
me.
still cool to meet
Yeah.
you guys, you know.
Well, awesome.
Cheated. Young Oliver.
ACDC. I mean, that's
No, not even. It was still super exciting to be skipping school to go do something rad like that, you know?
The Petit Castor.
Wicked.
Yeah, it was in Vanier, right?
Yeah, I
Yeah.
remember that day.
That's a good memory. All my friends from high school remember that day,
It was
too.
such a weird week.
Yeah, I can imagine.
Yeah.
Week. Yeah.
Right?
Sure was.
Well, I wanted to actually, going back to the stand-up, I wanted to talk about AI because it's something you
Okay.
mentioned on stage. And I know you work sort of in the tech industry. And I wanted to ask you, someone who actually is knowledgeable about this stuff, do we need to be worried of like a Skynet type future,
Yeah.
in your opinion?
Yeah, and like
Here
I
we
joke
go.
about this in my set. I do joke about this in my set.
Boston Dynamics, robots, and stuff
And
like that.
Skynet and AI. So, I mean, worried. Like, yes and no. It depends. Like, shit's gonna get crazy, so you don't necessarily need to like worry about that. But I guess it depends what side of the track you're on. If you're maybe on this side of the track, yeah, maybe, but not if you're on that side of the track. So that basically means like, what the hell did I just say there? That means nothing.
It's a little
not
vague,
even
but
it's pretty vague of an answer. But yeah, some stuff is going to some jobs are going to get like replaced, so to speak. Some stuff's going to be done by machines instead of humans.
well, that's already happening.
But that's already happening. But the pace at which it's happening is accelerating.
Yeah.
Drastically. That's different. It
And
could,
people are becoming more complacent in everyday everything because some sort of tech will do it for you, you know?
yeah.
ChatGTP and all that shit.
Yeah, ChatGPT, exactly.
Super fun, but I just heard them talking on the Daily Show about how when it first came out, it only had a 10% chance of passing the bar exam, and now it's up to 90 in like 4 months or something.
But ChatGPT went down today.
Oh, yeah?
down.
Crashed, and of course they had to get humans to get it back up and running.
Yeah. I mean,
so it can't fix itself.
And the humans felt really proud of themselves for a couple
Fuck
minutes
yeah.
before
Well,
the
I had a good
Terminator blew
laugh
their
at it.
fucking head up.
It probably could fix itself. I mean, that's who knows what it was. That sounds like just overload, like.
So I have to chime in here because I'm interested in this discussion a lot.
Yeah.
And I'm just curious, don't you think one of the big differences with AI this time around is the bullseye target is on white collar intellectual stuff?
Yeah, that's a very
more
good
so
point,
than
right?
blue collar.
You're right. Actually, yeah, that is a new kind of phenomenon. You're absolutely right. Lawyers, doctors,
Yeah. High-end jobs.
those kinds
Writers.
of jobs.
Writers.
Well,
Writers.
that too, like
I mean,
you're
that's a
saying
bit
with
that's a bit
GTP,
low
yeah.
end, but anyways, or high, it depends. But yeah, you're right. That is new, absolutely. So
Well, and Kelly and I were just talking about with ChatGTP and stuff. I worry more for teens and stuff, just half-assing their way through high school and or
Yeah.
college, only to then land some job that they shouldn't have and not really know how to do it now because some robot wrote their essays for them or their thesis or whatever.
yeah, it's things are about to change with all of those kinds of things. Like you don't. I don't know if we're going to get dumber. Like I do joke about that in my
Idiocracy style.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Like you know what, that movie. I think we're heading to that. That's the goalpost, basically. Yeah, I think that's pretty.
That's
much,
a great movie.
It's amazing.
Mike Judge and Dak Shepard is so funny in
amazing.
that movie. Get out of here! I'm baiting.
So I spent an hour on it. I think was it last week or the week before?
Okay.
And I was asking it to write jokes. Like tell me a joke about Canada. Tell me a joke about, and they were the worst jokes ever.
Right. I mean, it's
So,
not.
I think comedy. So I check in every now and then to see where the goalpost has moved. And after seeing what I got, I'm like, okay, nothing
It's not
to worry
tailored
about.
for that yet, but it wouldn't take much, and it would only take maybe 3 or 4 months.
I'm
for
just assuming
a small
if-
group of people to tailor something to that industry.
And the more info you feed it, so if you say, write this style of joke, it might have a little more to work with.
Well,
you
it's
know?
not tailored for that, but it wouldn't take much to tailor it for that.
Okay.
Yeah,
It wouldn't take much.
and to that point, I think that's what we're seeing is that the evolutionary cycle has just sped up like logarithmically.
Yeah,
and
exponentially. Yeah.
exponentially. Sorry,
Oh,
and a ton of money, right? A ton of money is flowing in. So if there were however many researchers on it before, it's just boom,
Yeah.
going through the
Oh, yeah.
roof. So
Totally.
it's all going to speed up.
Because there's so many eyes on it right now. It's, all over pop culture. Everybody's
Yeah.
talking about
Yeah,
GTP
yeah.
and stuff like that. And, I don't know. I'm personally a little bit worried, but what can we do at this point? It's like the genie's out of the lamp, Can't really put it back in.
Yeah, you can use it to your advantage.
Yeah, we can try and
You
harness
use
it. Yeah.
Exactly. Yeah, that's what you should do.
But will the humans of 2023 actually do that, or will we be too busy on our phones and,
yeah,
sucked into it instead?
it's interesting. I mean, who knows? I mean, but things are changing quickly, more quickly, like every month. Every year, every month, every day. It's like it would take usually, it could take 100 years for like one dramatic new technology to start changing things, or it could take like 50 years. Now it's like every 6 months there's
Yeah.
something like drastically,
Worlds
like
apart,
dramatically
yeah.
new, and then it's going to be every 3 months. Like it's really accelerating fast, right? So
Scary shit, depending on how you look at it, I guess.
exactly.
It's like a Moore's law of AI. I mean,
Yeah, exactly.
can come up with a new law.
Totally
But interesting
Totally.
stuff, nonetheless.
But hey, there's, like I said, I mean, depends on which side of the track. If you're a poor kid in Africa and all you have is a low-end smartphone with like basic internet, like you have access to everything that person has access to almost everything that you have.
Yeah, you can learn so much.
in the Western world. So like, depending on how that kid would use it, they could learn a lot. They could, essentially get themselves out of that situation
Yeah, potentially.
more quickly than they could before. So it depends.
Well, and that's sort of what I was talking about the technology maybe not being good in a society that's geared towards sort of convenience and laziness. The kid from Africa might have the discipline to use it correctly.
I would say Africa. It could be anywhere
Well,
in
no,
the world.
exactly.
But like, I'm not picking on
a,
Africa.
a third world country
yeah, yeah.
or what have
Yeah.
you. But they might have the discipline and the restraint because it hasn't been inundated in their life growing up. Like the rest of us with technology kind of. I mean, I've mentioned on this podcast many times how I think I was born at an interesting time, born in 85. So I've always felt that I hit puberty at the same time that the internet kind of hit puberty, right around 2000, sort of when things started picking up. Because I don't want to rehash this again, but yeah, to me, 95 to 2005 was just exponential in the technology.
Yeah, it
advancement.
was, but you could say the same thing almost about from 85 to 95 was
True,
also
true.
pretty crazy. And I'm sure from 75 to 85, I mean.
Well, but if you go 85 to 95, like 85, you had Mac computers and stuff like that, and then you jump to like AOL or something in 95. That's not as crazy as to me as like Windows 95 jump into like iPads and stuff in 2000.
95 was crazy because the internet was starting to get introduced. And
Well, it was already out there. I mean,
Well, it was already out, but
I
it
mean,
started
to the public,
like browsers. Netscape
Yeah.
browser was out, and
Yeah.
the involvement started getting accepted beyond the
And
techie.
that's
Yeah.
that's a core point you're making, I think, because you guys have been kind of mixing hardware evolution with software evolution.
Oh, okay.
And
That's
they
not
go,
my forte.
they kind of go hand in hand, but
They certainly
yeah.
do. They can't go not hand in hand.
Oh, okay, fair enough. But I still think the World Wide Web, that was the triggering point for me. I think when the World Wide
94.
Web came on. Yeah.
Mosaic browser,
Mosaic
94.
browser.
Mosaic, yeah.
Netscape
Then
browser.
Netscape. I mean,
Yeah.
I can say I worked for Netscape.
Oh, yeah?
So yeah.
Damn.
So, but the internet's been around for a long time. I mean, I was using it, certainly in the very early 90s.
Yeah.
1990.
Freenet.
Well,
Auto-
even
Auto
before
Freenet.
that, yeah.
Yeah.
When was the actual birth of the internet?
68, ARPANET, yeah.
Damn, so it took
Yeah.
a while to really get it
Yeah,
to
military.
Okay.
Yeah.
But it was probably like a computer the size of a house back then.
Didn't really matter. You had computers in different locations connected through a network on different nodes, and they were using TCP/IP, and that was the internet. It was called the ARPANET, but it's the same thing. They just
Same
kind of
deal, yeah.
repackaged the boy band and called it something else. But
Crazy.
it was the internet. Yeah.
Wow.
Yeah.
Well, speaking of tech, I know.
And Al Gore created it.
Really?
No,
No,
That's what
God
he
damn it! I'm so that guy who's going
That's
to
what
fall
he
for
says,
that
but-
every time.
He said something like that, right? Yeah. Al Gore said he invented the internet. I remember.
Oh, did he really?
I'm glad Brian had a chuckle.
Yeah, my dad will bridge the gap here. Well, I know you worked in a lot of tech stuff, like we were saying, and you helped develop some video games. I wanted to know if
Yeah.
you were a big video gamer.
Huge.
You did the Breeders' Cup.
Well,
Magnic, right?
Okay. I'm guessing you.
Texas
I think that's on
Hold'em King
IMDb. I've been part of producing probably close to at least 50 games.
Oh, wow.
Probably more than that.
Mobile games mainly, or
Mainly, not only some
Console
PC
stuff, yeah.
and web a little bit also, but games.
New York Times crossword.
Oh, I mean, yeah, I didn't make that one. I wasn't involved much in that one.
Oh, okay.
But no, in Magmic, I mean, I've probably designed and produced like at least probably produced like 50, probably designed like 25 to 30 games.
damn, that's impressive.
Mobile, multiplayer,
Were you a big gamer?
huge gamer. I've
Okay.
always been a gamer as a kid.
Still to this day, or?
Still am, dude. Still
Nice,
am.
nice.
The day I was born, I was a gamer. No, I've always been
Came
into
out with a
games.
controller. Do
Totally. I've always been into.
you have a favorite game of all time? I know that's a really tough one, but
It's not really. I mean, I can say, I can tell you the one that I'm playing right now is probably my favorite game of all time.
oh, really?
Yeah.
Really?
Yeah.
Okay, well now I got to hear this.
Yeah, the one that I've been playing for the last couple of years.
PS5 or
No, it's on all consoles. It's on all
okay.
platforms. Sorry, it's on all platforms. It's Sniper Elite 5. Sniper
Elite
Yeah,
5.
it's the
Damn.
best game like ever.
really?
Yeah.
Don't give this man a gun.
Yeah, Sniper Elite 5 is what I'm into right now.
Okay.
Yeah, that's a more current game. If we go like historically,
Yeah, because there's like Tetris is amazing if we're going back.
I mean,
that
there's
far,
a
you know.
trillion games, but
What are the standouts for you? Give me like five.
Well,
standouts.
you were doing like flying planes.
yeah.
Sims.
Oh,
Flight
Flight
Simulator. Yeah, we
Flight
had that in
Simulators.
junior
Of
high.
course.
You did that for years. You used to
of
love
course,
those.
yeah. I've flown Sims. I've flown real planes too. Beachhead and
Another war game, I'm guessing.
yeah, sort of, yeah. I mean, I could list 100 games. I mean, I could list 1,000.
well, I was kind of going
but-
for like your top 3, top 5, something like that. You know.
Yeah,
Real
I would say
standouts.
right
Beachhead.
over Bungling Bay, Beachhead. I mean, these are old school.
I'm going to look them all up. I'm
Yeah,
curious.
these are like even like some people. And let's see. Yeah, I would say those are the top 3 in Sniper Elite 5, which is what I'm playing these days.
Okay, cool.
A friend of ours
Something to
just
check
gave
out.
us this thing that has like 1 million games on it.
Oh no, so I have that. So that's our friend. Yeah,
Yeah.
Brian.
Oh, Brian,
Yeah.
I've met him a couple times. He's a nice guy.
No, other
No,
Brian. Other
different
Brian.
brother.
Okay, right.
So I have. I mean, like
Yeah.
basically, probably 400.
It's got like 1,000.
No, 400,000 games.
Yeah.
Like I have
Jesus.
every game basically on every
Wow.
console.
This guy is
that ever has
collector
existed.
of games.
Like you should see his basement. I mean, it's a bit different.
Like
but,
how many Pac-Man games does it have on that?
Oh,
thing?
it's
like
probably
every
got
single
200 different versions.
Every
of
iteration.
Galaga.
Every
Yeah.
single one,
Yeah.
every
Yeah, yeah.
version that
Yeah.
came from any country. Like
Yeah,
there's a
the
Singapore,
Portuguese
the
version of
Portuguese, yeah,
Galaxian. The Portuguese version of Galaxian.
So what is
hundreds
storing
of-
all this? It's like a hard drive?
drives, yeah.
Okay. Just crazy huge hard
Yeah,
drive.
just insane.
Or I guess the older games like that probably don't take up that much. Yeah.
No, they
Because a
don't
lot of people, they'll jailbreak like a console so that it can have a bunch of extra games
Yeah.
and stuff.
So there's crackers out there. It's called cracking in the industry. Crackers. You got freakers, hackers, and crackers.
Okay, let's get into that.
Crackers are your guys that have been cracking games since they were kids. I mean, I did a little bit of cracking. Sounds like I'm talking
You mean
about
like
something.
breaking the programming
Yeah. So
somewhat?
they'd have like protection on the games, and it was a big thing. You'd have games in high school on a disc, and like so you could go rent that game and or buy it, and then you would pirate it. You'd crack it so you could copy it.
shit.
Essentially, and then you could.
Give it
People
to all
could
your
trade
buddies.
games,
Yeah,
and you would
yeah.
trade games, and you'd build a whole network of people
Okay.
that had like a Commodore 64. Or
I thought you meant like cheat codes and stuff a little bit, but
no. Although it could come with that because they'll integrate their own sort of instructions or cheats.
well, there's tons of mods now and stuff like
Yeah.
GTA. You can be Superman or whatever. They just,
So you crack. So there's still a huge cracking scene out there. It's massive. It's massive. No, because one of my friends is like big time into that. and when you know, like when you see their networks, you realize like, oh my God, there's freaks like that everywhere out there today. Like it's a big scene. There's conventions and everything. It's huge. It's huge. Freakers, that was more like telephony days. Maybe Ryan would know that because he used to work at Nortel. You'd get into the PBXs. There's all kinds of codes with dial tones and all kinds of stuff like that. Back in the day, you could do anything on through the telephone network essentially. So free calls, three-way, all that stuff.
I'm just now noticing every.
Oh
this
yeah,
is gonna
yeah.
be in the audio.
And then hacking. That's more your kind of like.
Tell him the story
into
about
networks and stuff like that.
when you were a teenager and Sears.
Oh, but I mean, come on! Like these are.
That's a
probably
great story. Come on, it was like 30 years ago. Who cares? It's funny.
We'll save that one for some other time. But
okay.
But yeah. So
Someone was selling a hacking manual.
oh well. Okay, you talking about my book?
Yes.
Oh yeah. So yeah. I wrote a book on that stuff.
A little hacking Bible.
Pretty much, yeah. So yeah. So how did we get on to what are we talking about?
We're talking about video games.
What was the
No,
question, sir?
You were talking about hackers. That you broke it down into 3 categories.
Yeah, that's right. So
The question was just if you were into video games still, but it's
yeah. So I was
let's
big
take it
time
where it
into
goes.
video games, but when you're also into video games as a kid back in the day, you kind of had to like crack the games and copy the games. Like they're protected, right? So you can't just. So and this is this was perhaps morally wrong back in the day, but it was just everyone did it, right?
that's no different than copying VHS to another VHS.
It's exactly that. It's like you got
Much more
a
complicated, I'm
song
sure.
on this tape. Let me copy the song on that tape, this cassette, and you'd have the
And then eventually
the ghetto
Napster
blaster with the
and-
two. You put the 2 tapes in, and you hit record and play at the same time. It was pretty much that, yeah. Or 2 VHSs copying a movie, same kind of thing. Should never copy movies, but I'm sure we all did. You too, Brian, right?
People still do it. Downloading from, well, I don't know what the current one is, but there was LimeWire, Pirate Bay, and all these other ones.
Yeah.
I think that'll always be a thing. No matter what the new format is, there's always going to be someone at the forefront of that finding a way to rip it off.
100%. Exactly.
Comes with the territory.
So there's big scenes with this kind of stuff is what I was sort of getting at.
Cool.
I mean, obviously. So, yeah.
So wait, that was crackers, but hackers is more like serious shit, right?
It's serious shit. You shouldn't do it. It was not
to
really
jail for that shit.
illegal up until 1989 or something like that. Like there weren't really any laws on hacking in Canada prior to like 1990. I remember specifically 1989 or 90. I know because I remember when that was like a switch. I was like, okay, shit,
I gotta stop this.
I gotta stop.
Because even our legal system and judges didn't even know what it was or how to handle it or like the complexities of like what is this? What am I looking at? What was done here? I don't even understand. Unless there was something very material at the end that was like done, that's different. But if that wasn't the case, like something material, like physically, like or
hard evidence,
exactly.
Yeah.
Like, okay, that building burned down somehow, which would be weird. But like, besides that, it wasn't really very obvious. And the first big case was actually Kevin Mitnick. I think that was 89. Yeah, and since then. He did something big, and
That guy took the fall for everybody, kind of.
pretty much. Yeah.
Did he go away for a long time, or
No, couple of years, I think.
Yeah.
Couple
Now
of
he's
years.
a big time security.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, 'cause back then they're probably like, we can't send a guy away for
making a shitload.
No,
Computers,
you'd get
consultant.
hired.
Yeah,
Well, that's
as
what
quickly as possible.
They
And
changed their
that's
hat from black to white. Right?
Yeah.
White hat hackers versus black
still
hat.
like that.
Okay.
Still pretty
it's
much.
kind of like dark magic versus white magic or something. With
Yeah. Well,
obviously that's not real, but you know what I mean.
Yeah. So
Like I'm gonna get angry letters from Wiccans now. It is real. Oh shit! And what was the last one? Was Freaks?
freaks. Freakers. Freaking. Well,
Freakers.
freaking was more the you.
That's with the phone, right?
Yeah, the
Okay.
whole telephony network was a whole world of itself.
Of hacking.
Yeah.
telephony,
Well, freaking was the term. Yeah.
What was the goal with hacking phones?
Just fucking with AT&T.
Scams and shit?
Fucking around
Okay.
with AT&T was the main goal.
Interesting.
Yeah. Yeah.
well-
Sticking it to Ma Bell because it was basically like
You had monopolies back then.
yeah, well, it was basically getting kicks out of getting free long distance calls to anywhere in the world, like intercepting calls, 3-way, 4-way, just like literally doing anything you want with the telephony network.
Wow.
Yeah. So
At a time when phone stuff was still pretty primitive, yeah. None of those options were available.
when phones were primitive, like
Not like
When it was expensive.
yeah. That's
yeah, it just operated completely differently on a PSTN, basically, which does not really exist much anymore.
okay.
But now it's all IP based. But back then it was like actual cables, actual big central office with, kind of like a mini data center every 5 kilometers. There'd be one in town. So in a city like Ottawa, there would be like 25 of these, some bigger, some smaller, and with just a bunch of equipment that would service your phone calls. When you pick up the phone, the dial tone, that
route it
cable's
where it was
going
supposed to go,
to your nearest central office typically, and then you kick off on a bunch of PBXs and off you go type of thing. So
Yes, I got it. That's Public Service Telephony Network,
That's right.
PSTN, and Private Branch Exchange, PBX.
yeah,
right?
that's right.
Hey, I
That's
got a
right.
prize.
That's right. And,
I'm glad.
and Nortel made a lot of PBXs back in the day. Unfortunately, not anymore. Now it's all Huawei. But no.
Listening to your conversations. I guess they all are, though, really.
Yeah. So so that was a whole world onto itself. But
Very cool stuff, though.
Yeah.
Well, when I mentioned the video game stuff, you said that's probably on your IMDb, which I guess you've checked. There's some weird shit on there, trivia.
I didn't write any of that, but
So in the trivia section, I was wondering what's true and what's bullshit. I was
Okay.
able to figure some of it out.
Okay.
This one, I think I found that you put on a one-time live rock show in Quebec. Was this at the Black Sheep Inn?
That's
in
true. That was with
2001?
Glenn, actually.
Why did you
Yeah.
have a guitar? Because you clearly didn't know how to play it.
Well, it's just for fun. Just
Okay,
for fun.
okay.
Like, I mean, it's like, am I going to try and fly that airplane? Why did you fly it? You clearly don't know how to fly it. I'll still try it.
But you
like,
could crash.
And I crashed that guitar for sure.
Well, it was like a 45-minute set. That's the part I couldn't believe.
Thank you. That was a good time. No, I don't really know how to play
once,
guitar.
though.
Your voice was fine. Don't get me wrong. I'm not trying to
thanks,
shit on the
thanks.
whole performance.
That was
but
3 times, 4 times.
I've done that several times.
Yeah.
Yeah. I mean, I don't really know
Los
how to play
Angeles,
guitar.
you did it?
Yeah. Of
so
course.
what prompted you to do that? Like, I'm going to put on a
jokes.
show. Just try it out.
No prompts. Just maybe
Okay.
a couple of these and.
So people can see that on YouTube. It's not that hard to
Is
find.
that on YouTube?
I was,
Yeah, I found it on YouTube.
I was playing in a band for a while, and it was
Daiquiri, right?
right, and it was Lee, who was the drummer from
yeah.
Daiquiri.
Oh,
Yeah.
that was the guy drumming in that video?
He
Oh,
was,
okay.
yeah.
Some guy
Yeah.
came
So-
on bass later, too.
So that's how the link kind of came in.
Okay.
Yeah.
And he was opening. You were opening for Daiquiri then.
Yes. Yeah. Uh-huh.
Interesting.
So.
Okay, so that one's true.
Yeah, that was true.
And that one there's video evidence of. One just
done
said,
many shows like that.
Helicopters.
Yeah, totally.
One of the trivia was just about you doing stand-up at Yucks, which we
Okay.
obviously know.
Yeah.
There's one saying that you wrote a get-rich-quick book titled Buy Low, Sell High, but I know that's a skit because I've seen that on the Joe Green Show, and I cannot find
Okay.
the book anywhere to
Yeah,
buy.
okay.
But it also said you create oil paintings that you sell on eBay. Is that
Well,
true, or is that...
it is true. It was
Okay.
true. I did do that. I mean, I haven't recently, but I have
I'd
done
like to see some of your work,
many
though.
paintings, and I've sold quite a few on eBay.
There's one of me.
There's
in
one
my
of you.
underwear.
I wish I had not sold that one.
Are there pictures of these anywhere?
Yes, I have pictures of them,
But not online.
Yeah. They are. If you go to the Wayback Machine, you could.
Oh,
yeah, they
okay,
are.
okay.
online.
I posed for him
Yeah.
in his living room
Yeah, alone.
in
alone.
my
Undies.
underwear.
Just me and him on a nice summer day.
lying on the
couch.
sofa in my
Yeah.
underwear.
Oh,
Yeah,
like
for
the
like
George
2 hours.
Costanza thing,
For
kind
2
of.
hours.
It was, and so now you sold that to someone.
That's in a gallery in Amsterdam.
In Amsterdam.
Yeah, that's true. Yeah.
If I ever go to Amsterdam, I'm going to need
Yeah.
you to tell me which gallery that is. Cause
And I do have an image, like I have a GIF of it, like, but
cool.
But I wish I had like either like high res, like
I'll
a
send
more
it to
high
you
res.
afterwards.
Yeah,
if
I'd
I've
love to
got-
see that.
Or
I
wish I
you
had that
can
back.
you can edit it in. To,
Oh, yeah. I've got a couple pics I was going to add in.
Yeah, and I've done like quite a few paintings, but yeah, it's fun.
I'm
It's
actually
fun.
glad to know that one.
And
was
Glenn
real.
does paintings too.
I was going to say, we've got Glenn's painting in the back
That's
here.
wicked. That's
the
way more talent than me.
Humplik pepper vagina, I believe you described it as. Or your wife thought it was
went through a stage of
vaginal.
Yeah.
fucking around with stuff.
Artistic.
It's kind of like doing stand up.
Yeah.
I go through stages of trying things.
Well, hopefully
and
it'll last, though.
we'll see.
Yeah, we'll see.
We'll see.
Okay,
Who knows?
well, so speaking of that, what's going on with Hump TV? episode 3, and then
exactly.
This is it. We're watching Hump TV right now. Is this not for Hump TV? Or?
well, we can put it on there too. That's fine.
It became a problem with copyright stuff.
Oh,
Oh,
shit.
yeah.
Yeah, because you were using lots of video clips from
I
old
was,
shows.
and I got busted a bunch of times.
Oh, did you really?
I did, yeah.
Oh, yeah?
That sucks.
You got like YouTube?
They're still
Yeah.
they're up there still though, aren't they?
Those are, but some other things got taken off,
that
and
sucks.
it became a pain in the ass.
Yeah.
So I was like, oh, I'm going to spend all this time to put something up that
And then
is
possibly
gonna
have
get
it-
taken
yeah,
off like
fuck.
2 days.
That sucks.
Yeah. I think I'm going to start incorporating stand-up
Nice.
with that somehow.
Okay.
So I've got a couple of ideas that I'm...
You mean putting stand up on your YouTube or,
Yeah,
or
but
using
maybe
YouTube stuff
doing
on
something
the stage?
different. Yeah. We'll
Okay.
see. Yeah.
Well, yeah, it remains to be seen, I guess.
Yeah, I'm toying with things in my head.
He's
a
always
little bit.
toying with stuff in his head.
I like
so.
having little creative outlets to fuck
That's
around,
good.
so.
It's good to keep yourself fresh,
Yeah,
trying new
totally.
things. That's
Yeah,
huge.
totally.
I think people who don't do that as they get older,
They go crazy.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah, totally.
They go batshit.
Yeah.
Get caught in a loop.
Yeah, especially during the winter time. I
Oh,
find
God. It was a long winter.
it's been a long
Yeah.
winter, and I
Yeah.
find
We've had
my
more
God.
snow this year than in
keeping
Yeah,
my
so
mind
long.
occupied with projects during the winter time for me is really important. That's why stand up came about during the wintertime. It's been great to have something to focus on
Yeah.
besides like the darkness and the clouds
Oh, my God.
and the snow and the cold.
Because,
Well, you went on a couple cruises and shit too, right?
it's still
Not enough.
we started golfing a couple years ago.
Okay.
Yeah.
And like, we're looking forward to like
Oh my God.
grass.
We're in a group.
You know?
We're in a golf group online.
Where do you guys
Yeah.
golf
with another
usually?
friend of ours, and it's
many
we talk
different
about it
courses.
all day.
All over
But
the
like, yeah, as soon as there's grass, like right now, we look outside every day and we're like, okay, when is this grass going to be melted and dry?
Yeah.
placing bets on
And,
it.
like, maybe 2
debating
weeks
it,
from now,
You never
fighting
know in
about
Ottawa.
it.
You never know.
But man,
Ottawa, we can have snow till beginning of May sometimes. You know.
Yeah.
Hopefully not
Yeah.
this year. I'm really hoping we got an early one.
Can't
But
wait for it to end. I
Yeah.
can't stand.
so
that shit.
still amateur golfers though, or are you guys?
God,
I think you were
not
telling me
even.
this
I'm
the other day.
below. Like I'm like shittier than that. Like it's
As long
like
as you're having fun though.
having fun. Yeah, having
Now
a
with
lot
your
of fun.
buddies and getting
Totally.
some sunshine. Yeah.
Totally. I was never like I grew up like skateboarding, like hardcore.
With Tom a
And-
lot.
yeah,
too,
with
right?
Tom.
Yeah.
And I was like, if you asked me for most of my life, like what the lamest sport on the planet is, my answer 100% would be golf. Would be like all of my life, pretty much up until a couple of years ago. Then a couple of years ago, COVID started, and one of my buddies, Derek, was like, "Yeah, well, let's go walk in the woods, and we're just gonna like have beers anyways, and we can just try and hit the ball at the same time." I'm like, "All right, I'll try it." So
This is Derek Harvey. I'm sure
yeah,
the Tom
that's
Green
right.
fans
So I'm like, all right, whatever. I'm just hanging out with Derek. We're out in the woods having a beer anyways. This is what we do anyways. Walk in the woods, have beers, like especially during
do it with
COVID.
clubs.
Let's just have, and I had some old clubs. So I'm like, I tried that once. I was like, eh. And then he asked me, like, I went like another time. And then the second time I was like, okay, this is kind of fun. I guess the challenge of like trying to get the ball in the hole, like more the putting, not the driving. So I kind of got into it, and then I totally got sucked. Like I got sucked into it. Now it's like the best thing ever. Like I 180 completely.
Is it
like
the best thing? It's like
it's as a sport, like as a
it's
summer
like crack.
sport. Yeah.
Oh, yeah?
Basically.
Damn,
Yeah.
makes
Well,
me
he's
wanna
done a lot of
try
that,
it.
so he would know. But
I've only
I
gone
haven't.
like mini putting and driving separately, but I've never put the two together.
Yeah.
super addictive.
Oh, it
it's
is.
a
It is.
fucking stupid sport.
Yeah, it's very stupid. Yeah.
It sounds
It's like
casual
you're-
fun
you're-
though. Like
you're chasing a ball around the woods, getting
Yeah.
mad and frustrated,
Yeah.
and you suck at it.
Yeah.
But every now and then, like you hit a ball,
Yeah.
and it's beautiful.
Oh my
and
God.
it's fucking
Okay, the
awesome.
dopamine?
And you get
Oh,
a
yeah.
dopamine rush.
The one out of 1,000 times that happens.
yeah,
Because
and
the
then
other
it keeps you
999.
going for the
Wow.
next
Yeah.
one.
as long as you're not golfing with someone who's like exponentially better than you. I guess.
We are.
Oh, you
Well,
are.
Derek is better
yeah.
than us, but we're
Yeah.
kind of
Yeah.
close. Okay, so here's
Oh, you have a rivalry going a little bit, or
Not really, but I mean, I don't know.
well.
someone's keeping.
Say, I mean, he's
Okay.
been training in his garage all winter. So
I've been training in my garage all winter, but
How do you do that?
so he got a 1 year head start on this, right? And so he was like way ahead of me. That's a lot in golf land. But last year he
I only
had,
played for like half a season, really, last year.
right.
Sort of.
So my scores started coming down closer to his, And then, well, he got an injury.
Well, no, but I didn't make that up. That's a real, you actually think I made that up? That's a real, he still think, okay. I did not make that up.
At all?
Yeah.
Well, there you go.
Yeah.
Well,
it's not a fake injury. It was a real injury, but I'm glad you see it that way.
It's a weird coincidence that he stopped playing golf with me last September 11th, I believe, or 10th, after I got that 125 score, which was close to yours.
I had the injury. I was only
You think he
chipping and
benched
putting.
himself conveniently? Like,
Well, I'm glad you think that I'm maybe faking it for that, but that's not my style. It's a real injury.
It's interesting.
Yeah, it is interesting.
It's interesting.
And it's interesting that you
It's interesting that he was playing with other people, however, but just not me.
Not much.
He always had an excuse to not play with
Not
me.
much. I didn't play much. for the second half of the season.
It's interesting. I find it interesting.
It is interesting. It is interesting. So we'll see what happens this year.
timing is everything.
We'll see what happens this year.
Yeah, it's very interesting. So all winter we've been playing a sim, which is golf on a screen indoors,
it's not the same.
computerized.
Are you
golf.
actually hitting against something that's measuring your speed?
Yeah, that's right.
Okay,
Yeah,
okay.
that's right. And I've beaten him at the sim. So and he's beaten me as well. So
I've certainly beaten you as well.
Yeah. So
the last time I beat you by like 60 points, I think.
No, you did not. No, you did not. I have it on my
Clearly, you
phone.
remember
Don't
this
bullshit
differently.
me.
He wants this to be on the record.
No, there's no 60
On the
points.
TrackMan?
On the TrackMan, it wasn't 60 points. Wait, take it out. Take it out. Show. No, I did have a bad day that day. Anyways,
If you have a video, we can always edit it into.
it's getting interesting is all I can say. And we're thinking about maybe capturing some of this and putting it on YouTube because
Hell yeah.
it's been an ongoing thing with Phil and I. So we'll see. We'll see how it goes. Let's just say it's getting close.
It's fun.
I haven't beaten him on a golf course yet, but I'm looking forward to the beginning of this season.
That
Sure you will.
day.
Sure you will. I'm looking forward to that. Looking forward
There
to
you
that.
go.
There
Cheers to equal opponents.
Yeah, it's going to be interesting.
Absolutely.
Well, the last IMDb thing I wanted to ask you about, and I have to imagine this is bullshit. You were offered the part of Siddhartha in Little Buddha, a 1993 movie, which eventually went to Keanu Reeves, but you turned it down. Like, what is this even?
Yeah, that one, I've heard about that one. Didn't exactly happen that way.
There's a nugget of truth here?
No, that's not.
Okay.
I think that's made. I didn't write that. I don't know who. Did you write that?
I did not know.
Just some Tom Green
I didn't
fan, I'm
write
sure.
any of this, by the way.
Okay.
I never wrote anything on IMDb.
But some of it turned out to be true, so.
Yeah. I mean, most of it, but not that one.
Okay. Well, we got to the bottom of that at least.
Yeah.
This is a fun thing I wanted to do because it's episode 93. I thought I would ask you guys, let's go back to 1993. Where were you? I know that's a year before the Tom Green show started airing. So was that already in the works? And I've also been curious as how Tom approached you about being like, hey, you're going to drink coffee in the back. It's not that didn't work in the end, but it's an interesting request to have for one of your friends.
Yeah. So the show, like the TV show, like seems like it came out of nowhere, but really Tom had like a radio show for many years
Midnight
on
Caller,
CHUO.
right? Yeah.
And Glenn had a show right after that. And I was on Tom's show. The radio show I did probably half the shows. I don't remember exactly, but I did a lot of those shows with him too. But so he had that developed with an audience.
Started in
On CHO, you mean?
Yeah, like
80. It was 89.
89 or 90?
It was 89.
Yeah,
I
it's
think.
around
It was
there.
89. Yeah. It was maybe even 88. but it was
No,
definitely in the 80s. It was
no.
89. It was 89.
I found one episode on
and
YouTube.
the first year,
Because
it was only on
I
cable.
started in 89 and he
Yeah.
started after me. So I think, I think it may have been 90.
I'm going to say 89, actually. 89. I remember because I remember 89. Yeah, I'm pretty sure it was 89. And for that 1 year he was on, they were still cable only, not FM.
Right. CFU.
Yeah, and then the
interesting.
1 year after, which was 90,
It
I
was
think they
insane.
went
I was doing, so Tom was doing the 12 to 2 and I was doing the 2 to 6 a.m.
I think you touched on this last time. Yeah.
So that's how we got to know each other.
His show was amazing.
I didn't realize you were involved though when I spoke to you about this last
Yeah,
time.
Phil was hanging
Yeah.
out. That's how I
Yeah,
got
yeah.
to meet Phil.
Yeah,
and,
we I knew you back then, but we didn't really hang out. Like we didn't
crossed
really hang
paths,
out.
kinda.
We would cross paths, but we didn't really start hanging out. Maybe like a couple of years after that.
Yeah.
I mean, we'd still like cross paths.
Yeah.
I don't know, Zaphods or
and then
whatever,
we all
but-
kind of
yeah
became friends and started
So,
hanging
like
out.
when the Tom Green show was coming up, were you all kind of brainstorming this show, or was it more Tom coming to you guys saying, "Hey, I want you to be the sidekick and you to be the guy who drinks the coffee," or were you all kind of involved in that creative process?
No, not really.
It was more the prior. It was more Tom like.
He had a plan in mind. Okay.
Well, he was
Yeah.
he signed up. He signed up. He was going to Algonquin College
Yeah, for broadcasting.
in broadcasting, and the TV show was kind of a project with two classmates.
Oh,
of his.
cool.
Yeah, Trevor and Darcy.
Darcy and Trevor.
It
Yeah.
might have just been a one-off.
And
I wrote down someone's name on my original. Kavanaugh? Was that the last
yeah,
name?
Trevor
Okay.
Kavanaugh.
Kavanaugh, yeah.
I'm still friends with
Yeah,
Trevor.
great
Fucking
guy,
great
yeah.
guy.
He
Yeah,
lives here still, yeah?
yeah, he does. Works in tech. And yeah, it was sort of a semi school project, and the show took off locally.
Yeah, exactly.
On Rogers
So,
22, yeah.
On Rogers 22. And so how it worked is, I was doing my radio show and we started.
You guys don't mind? I'm going
bantering
to crack
together.
open another one
I
here.
already did, yeah. I think Glenn did too, no?
Yeah, I did. Yeah,
There we go.
second.
Cheers again.
Cheers.
There we go. 3 more this time. So that's how.
I remember actually when I saw Tom do stand-up last, he was telling these great stories about the Midnight Caller show and how he would organize these soccer games on Parliament Hill afterwards.
Midnight Soccer. It was
Really
pretty much at
radical
3
stuff.
a.m., but it was called Midnight Soccer, even though it was at 3 a.m.
Yeah.
So
I mean,
cool.
there was a lot of like sort of razzing with the medium back in the day. Like
At that
I say we because sometimes all of us, or Tom, but sometimes we would like leverage the radio and FM, knowing that a lot of kids were listening either at home or in their cars, and we would say, like, meet up here in 15 minutes or meet up here at this time, and it's kind of like today's Twitter. You'd have like a few thousand people hearing that,
Yeah.
and you'd get like a few. Like,
handful would
like
actually come.
75 people would show up here,
Yeah.
or 75 cars would show up, and we're like, okay, let's all go drive around. Okay, lights off. Everyone turn the lights off. Okay, turn here. Go there. Okay, let's pull into this driveway. Okay, everyone honk. 3, 2, 1. And it was like,
Oh, wow.
people on the outside were like, what the hell's going on? But it's really because we had the radio.
Yeah.
And we were like giving like the
It's like a
instructions.
cool little club almost.
It was a
One of
cult-
my favorite
yeah.
nights to this day, you were in the car with me,
Okay.
was the night that Derek
Oh yeah.
got
Yeah. Oh god.
got picked up as
Yeah.
a male prostitute
Yeah.
by a client.
Yeah, on Sussex, corner
On
of Sussex and
Sussex.
Rito or Wellington.
And then we
right by the
followed
Chateau.
him
Yeah.
all
Oh my
the way
God.
to the hotel.
Yeah, as a
And
Raz. And he went through
went
with-
in. The guy got the hotel
Yeah.
room.
Yeah.
And they walked up.
Yeah, so
and
Derek
then
had a
and
cell
then
phone.
he took off with him when he got to the.
But sorry, you forgot to mention, Derek had
yeah.
a cell phone.
He was
and,
broadcasting the
and he
whole
was
thing
broadcasting
live.
the whole thing
Oh, my God.
back to the radio station that he was getting picked up by this like
a client.
Wait, a guy was trying to get with him? Or
yeah.
guy picked
Oh,
him
yeah.
up and he went to his room with him.
Yeah,
and it was all
it was a notorious sort of like gay hooker area of town.
Okay.
But I mean, our
And,
friend Derek at the time was this
Fearless.
fearless, good-looking, young 18-year-old blonde male.
He got picked up in 5 minutes,
with tight
too.
jeans, hanging out on the corner of Dalhousie and or Sussex, and Wellington, or like right by Charleroi, which was kind of a spot back then. And he
Tom was
got picked up
broadcasting
instantly. Yeah.
Tom was at the radio station
Amazing.
broadcasting the whole thing live.
Some people probably thought it was just a skit.
And did they went to the West End? Was it the West End? Yeah, that was the West End.
So how did he get out of that without?
Oh, he could talk himself out of anything. But he went like as far as the joke. I mean, that we know.
Until the guy was like, take off your pants. man.
Fuck, and it was you and I in the car, fucking just dying.
Yeah. Crying. Yeah. I mean, there were many moments or situations
So
like
many of those.
that were created.
Those were just continuous. It was like a never-ending stream of fucking insanity.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah, I can only imagine the stories you guys have. We're getting a few of them here tonight. But
So like these kind of like this razzing, like whether it was out on the street, like no stage, no medium, or doing it like with a medium, like whether it's FM or the internet or TV,
Some kind of a larger audience.
Exactly.
Yeah.
It's very kind of evolutionary. I mean, when I was a kid, when I grew up like on Eastvale by Grafton with Tom at Colonel By, like we would do shows at his high school on stage, like crazy shit.
I heard about some of these when I was going there.
And
I had a teacher tell me
Tom would bring me up on, like I would do this with Tom at his school, even though I didn't go to his school, but I knew a lot of people at his school, obviously. So we kind of grew up like, growing up skateboarding, you're always kind of getting in trouble, getting out of trouble. And there's kind of like.
Well, skateboarding back then made you a renegade, right? Like,
kind of, yeah.
And not a lot of people were doing that.
No. He was the only other guy in my whole neighborhood that pretty much skated, except for maybe a couple others later.
And he went pro for Birdhouse at one point, didn't he?
Yeah. He's got a deck.
He does all these crazy flippy moves with the board. Like, I guess it's old school moves.
Old school moves, man. Exactly.
Really cool shit, though. I had an old school deck. Because I rode a skateboard. I think I might have talked about this recently, but I rode a skateboard in high school, not to do tricks because I couldn't even ollie, but I used it to get to the bus faster.
Yeah, exactly. It's a mode of transportation. That's the main thing about a skateboard, first and foremost. It's a great mode of transportation, especially if you're a kid.
Yes.
It's amazing.
And but in that respect, I still wished I could have ollied just to like go faster and get up curbs and stuff like that. I would have to kind of like stop embarrassingly. Grab my board and then start again.
It's all good. Yeah.
But I had one. I did talk about this last episode. I'm pretty sure I had one with handles cut into it, like like so you could carry it like a briefcase. It was designed that way. All the plastic bumpers and shit.
Okay.
Really
cool.
80s
Cool,
board.
cool.
You know.
Yeah. Very cool.
Yeah.
Very cool.
You still skate now, or?
Well,
I've seen you skating with Tom on the automatic boards.
Like I've skated in the last like couple of years, but not like super hardcore like I used to. But I still get on a board and enjoy it. Like I just haven't like in the last year or two. But I think the last time I skated was maybe like 2 years ago or something.
Too busy playing golf.
There you go.
These days, but I still skate like as an old guy. Like I'll get on a board and shred. Like, no problems. Like I've done that.
And you always did like street skating. You were never like a half pipe guy or anything like that.
I've done half pipes. I've killed myself on half pipes.
Yeah, I can imagine. That
like I've literally
scared the
killed
fuck out of me. Or downhill is crazy too.
Yeah, I was more of a street skater. So
Okay.
We didn't have ramps back in the day, so like, I mean, we didn't have like skate parks. We just
People would have to build one.
The
and
street was our park. So.
some dad carpenter might help out have
Well,
one. Or
like street ramps, like was one thing, but I mean, like full half pipes, they didn't really have that in Ottawa.
yeah, you have to be in California or something.
There's like one maybe, but
Damn.
yeah.
It's good to know you still get out there. What do you think of those boards where you can just press the button and you don't have to actually push?
The electric ones,
I guess that's what they are, right?
I have one.
Oh, you do? Yeah, I
do
saw
have
you
one.
and Tom on those in some video on.
I have one. Tom and I got those maybe a year before COVID or something, like a couple of years before. They're fun, man. The one I have, it's called Boosted. It's
you have like a nice acceleration, deceleration.
Yeah, there's three speeds. The top speed is like really fast. Like it goes, I don't know, man, like maybe close to, I don't know about 50, but it's kind of like close to that. It goes like fast.
Wow.
They're fun. Yeah, they're fun. They're just
they
heavy
look
to
like a
carry
blast.
though. That's the only thing.
Oh, really?
They're heavy.
What's like a longboard?
No, it's because like the battery pack underneath
the
is like,
tack on
it's
it, my
like
bad.
this thick and it's like super heavy.
Yeah.
But they're fun. Yeah, they're fun.
I have a longboard, but I've never gotten one of the electric ones.
Yeah.
Good time.
fun to
I
cruise
like
around.
you. I still like, even though I was never really a good skateboarder, I'll still go out in the summer just to clear my head,
awesome.
kind of
Right on.
find some flat suburban streets and ride around at like 2 a.m. It's
Amazing. That's
really great.
awesome. Yeah, totally. Amazing.
Shit, man. There's so much stuff I want to talk to you guys about.
Let's keep it going. Let's keep it going.
One thing Glenn had said before coming here, he was like, me and Phil will probably just argue about a bunch of shit, like jokingly. And that made me think of a Tom Green episode, the whole bear versus cougar fight.
Oh, yeah. Yeah.
Do you guys still hold your positions on that?
Yeah, the
Or
latest
has
is-
YouTube dispelled the...
No,
That
no.
was Derek.
That was Derek. But
I
Derek,
saw one of you, like a video last night of you guys talking about
yeah,
this.
we've argued a few times
You
over
were
the
the
years.
bear
Yeah,
guy.
that was originally Derek.
Okay.
It was originally Derek. We still argue
Making
about
me
that
question my
from
reasoning.
time to
Argue
time.
every day.
But Derek and I still comes up like quite often over the years. It comes
I think
up.
there's YouTube videos now.
Yeah.
The internet ruined a lot of debates.
Yeah.
But now it's more like
Or you could just speculate.
it's more like instead of bear versus cougar, it's like cocaine bear versus cocaine cougar. So
who's your money on there?
Remember when we drove by? We drove back to Ottawa from California.
Yeah.
And we were driving through Cleveland.
okay.
And we debated, I think, for an hour, the population of Cleveland. Like for an hour, we were able to debate.
Was it Columbus, Ohio?
No, it was after Columbus. We were driving
Okay.
through Cleveland.
Yeah.
We debated Cleveland.
Right. We also debated Columbus, though. I remember specifically Columbus. I was saying Montreal is bigger than Columbus.
No, it was Cleveland.
Okay.
We were talking about Metro Montreal.
Are
being
you
the
sure it
same
wasn't
size.
Columbus? I thought it was Columbus, Ohio. I'm pretty sure it was Columbus, Ohio, dude. I remember that.
He's
it was
pretty sure it's Cleveland.
Actually, you know what? It was Columbus, Ohio.
20 years
It was
ago.
Columbus, Ohio.
Was it Columbus?
We didn't take the
Okay,
Cleveland
Columbus
route.
is great.
Think
One of
about
the
it. We
few
didn't go.
This was
cities I've
it was
been-
the type of thing. Yeah.
Columbus,
but
Ohio.
the internet has ruined it because now you can check quickly. But back then we could argue for an hour about the population of Columbus.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I remember we called Derek.
We called Derek because
on
he
the
had.
phone.
That's right. That's
he
right.
had access to
Yeah,
the internet.
That's right.
And we were like, okay, we have to solve
right.
this debate right now.
That's
because-
right. And I think Montreal won.
Yeah, I think you won that
Yeah,
one.
but not by much. It was close.
Yeah.
It was close.
That's right.
Yeah, I do remember that. It was Columbus. I'm pretty sure it was Columbus.
Yeah, nowadays it's just like, hey, Google, and the moment is ruined.
Yeah, we have so many of these. It's endless. We have a lot of active bets going. Like we probably have like 5 or 6 bets that are like active right now. Amongst
Okay.
me and
well,
Glenn.
besides the golf season thing, what's another one?
We have a crypto bet.
Yeah,
You're going to win that one.
The
He's going to
price of
destroy.
Ethereum. being
Yeah, he's
over
going to win.
2,400. Yeah, I've got
Third,
that one.
is it 24? I thought there was 32.
Or
My dad's
3,200.
34,
Yeah,
right?
3,200,
24,
yeah.
I might win. I think it's 32 something.
Yeah.
You're going to win that one.
$50 coming my
Your
way.
dad's
soon.
into crypto?
Yeah,
Brian?
he always asks for all my old phones because he
Okay.
uses them to mine.
Oh, wow.
Like he's got like 8 of them running.
That's-
It's just this little thing called XYO,
okay.
and it's a location-based game they have called Coin.
Oh, yeah, okay.
And I got into it, 2018, before anything had really taken off that way. And they're still around. And you collect this. Originally, you were just collecting XYO on their little app, but they changed the name of the app to Coin, and they changed it to Coins, which you exchange for XYO. Anyway, and XYO is the currency you can put and store away in the bank. So because I got in before the thing really took off, you could earn a lot of XYO directly off the app. And when they changed it to coin, suddenly you had to save a shitload of coin to buy one XYO kind of a thing, right?
yeah.
So people are into it now, are getting very slow growth. But I'm sitting on about 1 million XYO.
Shit.
Yeah, which has gone as high as 8 cents for one. But now, right now, it's down about 1.5 cents.
Okay.
But they're still there and they're still growing, and they're doing a lot of blockchain database stuff and all this.
Yeah.
And if it locks solid someday, maybe him.
I know
never
you were
know.
up
Maybe
at
not.
one point, and
You never know.
You were kind of impressing
Yeah.
me with some numbers you had going.
Well, I had like 60 grand. It was worth 60 grand. It was at like 8 cents or whatever. It got up around there. But
I know the feeling.
wrote it up, wrote it down,
I know the
and
feeling
I
as
know
well.
the feeling very, very much. There's so many altcoins and so many cryptocurrencies out there. It's pretty wild. I mean, that's another thing. We talk about AI, but like blockchain is also a big disruptor. And that's,
So that's
Okay,
one of
so-
those terms I've heard, but I couldn't tell you.
So
what
here's
it
a
is.
debate we had.
we'll
Not a
go-
debate,
park
but
that
I had
for
a
a second.
question. I had a question for
Okay.
you today.
Uh-huh.
And maybe we can talk about this. Like Ron DeSantis announced
Yeah.
today that he's going to make the Fed coin, which is going to be coming out whenever.
like Federal Reserve.
Right, the
Okay.
U.S. dollar is going to
Yeah.
become crypto, basically. Well,
Really?
they can control money better.
Yeah.
Right. And so Ron DeSantis announced that he was making that illegal in Florida.
yeah. He wants to make the the central bank digital currency illegal. Not
No.
cryptocurrencies.
That's what I said.
Yeah, that's right,
He
yeah.
wants to make the central bank crypto, and so I was. So, I mean, it's going to happen sooner or later. This is we're evolving towards that where money is going to
yeah.
be controlled by the central banks.
Well, sorry, it already is.
No. Sorry.
No, but you can be a guy in a cabin with like
as
cash.
crypto.
Digital.
Yeah.
As
Digital,
the
yeah.
digital version.
Yeah.
It's going to happen.
Sure.
So, what was the point of trying to do that today?
Well, it's almost like a philosophical thing, right? And it's kind of like red or blue, or freedom, or it's kind of like the philosophy in like Texas or Florida, it's like freedom. You know, this is my money. I want to do what I want to do with it. Whereas opposed to if you have a central bank digital currency,
but then don't you screw yourself by not being able to exchange with the main currency that's being exchanged by everyone else?
You'd still be able to exchange that. You would do that on an exchange.
They're going to make it illegal to
in that
trade in that state. Well, that's what I mean. You're screwing yourself in Florida to do that.
Not necessarily. It comes with
not necessarily. You would be if you can't.
Okay, but here's the flip side. That comes with strings. You know, if you allow the central bank digital currency, there's going to be all kinds of strings with that. So they don't want the strings. They don't want the strings.
But that comes.
Yeah.
No, but if the rest of the country is going digital, aren't you?
Well, the rest of the world.
Well, true. But aren't you screwing
like all
yourselves
central bank,
over?
like the Bank of Canada is working towards that as well with, I'm not sure what the project is called, but we're all going towards crypto for everything. Like crypto versions of our current currency.
Yeah.
So it's just a matter of time.
Yeah.
But I mean, I was surprised to see that come out of him. But, you know.
Doesn't really surprise me.
But where does this go if he becomes president?
It goes to, that's what he'll push for.
Right. So that becomes a battle between him and the Federal Reserve.
Yeah.
It'll get voted on at some point, I would imagine.
Plus, but the central currencies are all going this way, and I agree with you. They are like I like to think of it as digital currency only because it's too big to be crypto. You know, like cryptozoology, crypto anything is small, hidden.
It's not the right term anymore.
Yeah, it's digital currency once all the federal institutions get involved.
Yeah. Because crypto has like an underground, mysterious kind of vibe to it.
Well, sort of. I mean, we're already in a digital currency. Like we're already digital in terms of like the ledger is already digital. You know, it has been for years. Like, I mean, your bank account has been digital.
Oh, people are
your whole life.
Your whole life. Interact.
But but right now, the dollars that go in and out from a bank are basically just, you know, they're not being tracked individually. Really, like they will be with crypto, where you can
they are the transactions.
Well, not like they will be with crypto.
Of course, it's going to be more, but there's what he's saying is he wants a decentralized world of crypto, not a centralized.
So if
version.
he becomes president, I wonder if that just puts the Federal Reserve going to crypto on hold for 4 years,
maybe,
or whatever it is.
Maybe. Yeah. I mean, it's who knows? We'll see.
Isn't the whole thing is that it's all, you know, getting back to talking about the altcoins, everything else is that with blockchain, everything gets tracked. Everything's trackable. It's a ledger you can trust, so they say. Whereas cash, cold hard cash, there's still a lot moving around. But once there is no cash, that knocks out a whole underground system of what are they going to do? Go back to bartering?
Cash now is like 1% or less.
But not in the underground.
Yeah,
and the underground is still
not all
it's still a cash business, and
even pizza shops.
Yeah,
no, but like, and even cryptos. I mean, there's tons that are untraceable. I mean, there's some that
Monero.
That yeah, exactly, and there's plenty others.
So they don't all trade on a blockchain.
They do, but you can't.
But you can't.
But their blockchains
I thought the blockchains weren't crackable.
But the blockchains
really
are encrypted. So like something like Monero, where everything's encrypted, and you can't see where the transactions came to and from.
But I thought the whole thing about blockchain was that it was also the ultimate in trackability, because you could.
No, not all.
Oh, okay.
No, it's the easiest thing to do if you want to wash through crypto.
So Bitcoin, yes.
Like, yeah, just Bitcoin. But if you go from Bitcoin to Monero to like you go through like 20 of these and you spit back out as Bitcoin, you'd be like, holy shit, where did this come from? It's like good luck tracing that. And that's yeah. I mean,
well, you know more than I do, Dad. So. I don't know shit about any of this, so I'm feeling quite out of the loop, but it's still interesting to hear nonetheless. Well, let's go back to the Bear Cougar thing. I'm not going to go straight for that, but I did want to know, because Kelly came up with a question that I thought was funny, which is, what do you think is more deadly? Okay, 10 chicken-sized bears that are vicious.
Chicken-sized?
Chicken-sized. Wow. Chickens can get pretty big.
Okay,
bears.
yeah.
Chicken-sized
or one
bears.
bear-sized chicken that is also vicious.
Okay, say that again. 10
10 little
chicken-sized bears.
chicken-sized bears that are full-grown bears and they know how to
Right.
fight and they're also angry
Right.
and
Okay.
they're coming
so
for
they're
you.
this big. Okay.
Or one bear-sized chicken that is also angry and trying
Shit,
to
I'm
kill
going to go with the bear-sized chicken.
You think that's more
Really?
deadly?
I'm taking the
There we
bear.
go.
Dude, they're just pecking away. Like,
was just
pecking
hoping
away
you
like
guys
a
would be on
chicken.
opposite
Hecking
sides.
away.
A chicken?
They have
10
claws. dude.
bears, 10 little bears.
Dude, they're like
eating
this
your-
big. They're this big.
Attacking you and
Attacking.
eating
Who
your
cares?
feet?
It's like, boom, kick, gone. Dude, they're this big.
no.
Yeah, that's
Glenn,
what I
they're
thought.
this big.
No.
The
They're gonna-
chicken's this tall
no,
as
no,
the
no. It's
ceiling
like a pack
here.
of wolves.
Yeah, like what if you're busy kicking one and then another one's
It's like a
biting
pack of
your
wolves
leg?
attacking you.
We're gonna
Losing
sim
blood.
this. We're gonna get like
It's like a pack of wolves attacking you. You have like 10 little
10
bears.
little.
Bears are way more ferocious.
They're not
than a
koalas.
Chicken.
Yeah.
Chickens.
They're
don't
this
have
big. They're this big.
But if they got sharp teeth and claws and they got a couple
Their teeth, how sharp can their
They're still
teeth be?
strong. They're
Their
still
teeth-
stronger than a human.
No.
Yes.
No. You give me a chicken-sized barrel, destroy it.
Bullshit. I'd
Wait,
love
a
to see
chick-
you.
me-
I've seen videos with a
me-
koala bear where they
Me versus
attack.
a chicken-sized bear, I will destroy it in 1 second. I will kick it
Don't
like a
agree
soccer
with you.
ball.
No
Well,
way to prove
Yeah,
it.
but can you do it
you've
with
got
10
two
at the same
hands and two
time?
legs
Yeah,
and you've got a brain.
So does the
It's
bear.
not a chicken. A chicken is stupid.
A chicken, an angry chicken,
An angry
Could be a
chicken
problem.
is stupid.
it's the size of a bear.
I would
though.
argue with Glenn at least that bears have more experience as carnivorous animals taking down prey and stuff. So they do have that working.
But basically, that bear is looking at the chicken the same way that we would look at Godzilla. Like it's like 10
But it's a
stories.
chicken.
Oh,
10
you're
stories.
thinking these are fighting each other.
No, they're fighting the chicken.
Oh no, I was saying which one is more deadly, like which one you would not want to fight, kind of. But that's cool too.
The chicken that's a
10
bear.
bears are winning. Come on.
No.
10 bears against a chicken?
No.
I don't care how big it is.
You should care.
Have you seen a chicken's feet though? Like a regular sized chicken?
It's a chicken.
But imagine that's huge
it's
now.
a chicken. It's
I could go
running
this way,
away.
too.
It's Godzilla.
It's instinct.
It's
yeah, but
10 feet tall.
instinct is not to kill.
It doesn't even matter. It's
doesn't
like these
kill.
are
It
like
eats
just
worms.
ants.
It pecks at the ground.
it's
It's
just
just dumb.
Little things
Chickens
bother
are
me.
dumb.
Bears this big, they're like, that's nothing.
Chicken also
I'm
has
gonna-
short bursts of flight.
Yeah.
Which at that size could actually probably get them.
I'm going with the chicken.
Maneuver around
I'm
a
going
bit.
with the chicken.
I'm going
Okay.
with the bears.
I'm just glad you guys were on opposite sides of that.
I'm going with the chicken, clearly. I mean, a chicken the size of a bear. Think about that. That's scary. That first of all, that would be scary. Just looking at it would be scary. You wouldn't even want to approach it.
I
As
can
a
only
bear,
think about the drumsticks.
Oh yeah. That'd feed a lot of people.
That would feed a lot of people. Exactly. Sure would.
Although some people eat bear.
Yeah.
I feel like some hunters eat bear. I've heard
But
people
by
say.
the way, they're omnivorous bears. They're not carnivores.
Oh, sorry. I was saying carnivorous, I guess, as opposed to a chicken who I don't imagine would eat meat. Or do you think a chicken would eat meat if that was all that was
They
available?
eat grubs and things like that.
Oh,
That's-
true. Yeah, I guess that is meat. Bugs.
They'll
count.
eat anything, and they'll eat bear.
But if you put like a piece of steak out and you had a starving chicken, would he eat it?
I don't know.
Like a little piece that's cut up to fit in his beak. This is an even
know.
weirder question, I guess.
That's
These
the
are
one.
a lot
that,
of questions that can
find a
be
friend with
solved
a
by
chicken.
Google.
Yeah, I feel like that. Now we could probably get to the bottom
You
of
could-
it,
you
like
could solve
Cornwall
that.
or something.
Just put that shit in ChatGPT and see what you come out with.
That would also be cool.
You could render that, the image of it, and you could also ask it. It would answer that question. It would answer that
Or
question.
give you what it thinks.
I'm
Yeah,
gonna try that.
I
I'm
could,
gonna try
I
that
could
later,
almost
so-
do it. Like it would take me 2 minutes on my phone.
do it right now. I'll talk to Glenn about podcasting and the podcast you guys had and find out what ChatGTP thinks about well, you know what we just talked about. I want to bring
Let
up
me see.
though the Wise Idiots podcast because this is something.
Oh
you
yeah,
guys
that's
did.
an oldie.
And you guys went as Clem and Pill in some of the write ups. Is that like a? I'll admit I haven't listened to the podcast, but
No, we were doing it together for a year or so.
Yeah.
is there hopes of
Once
like
a
a
month.
future podcast together?
No, it just became too like he's a hard guy to get. He's always on the
To lock him
run
down?
and
No,
just
we'd
running up-
always have our walks, and we'd do it. We'd do it on our walks.
Yeah,
There you go.
he's hard. He's hard to pin
Super
down.
easy.
He's a
Super
super
easy.
busy guy.
Busy
Super
opening
easy.
distilleries
Super easy.
and
No,
Yeah, exactly.
designing video
And it's-
games.
Super easy.
I'm not
Super easy.
Freaking
it's
hacking.
not. It's not super easy. He's a
Super
busy.
easy.
He's a busy guy. I'm not as busy, and it was fun.
Cool.
It was a fun thing we did.
Yeah, because he guested on another podcast that I didn't know that you did, which was Humplik Happy Hour in
I
2018.
did that for a while, yeah.
That was like about a year again as
Yeah.
well. Oh, one thing I thought
a
was
couple
cool.
of 2-3 years. Yeah.
This is just like a me thing, I guess. But the podcast you guys did together, the first episode you ever put up was the day after the first time I ever tried stand-up.
Oh, really?
April 2nd,
Fun.
2015. Again, I knew that was just a me thing. Doesn't appeal to a lot of people, but
Was it 2018?
2015.
15.
Yeah.
Wow.
That's when you guys did yours. Yeah.
When I did it. Wow. Okay.
Okay, all I've got at this point, though, is
been 8
random
years?
questions. Yeah.
Okay.
would
What am
be
I
the
asking
math
here?
on that one.
Who would win in a fight? Who would win in a fight between 10 chicken-sized bears
bears.
or a bear-sized
Sized chicken.
chicken?
Here we go.
Okay, I'm actually very
Do you want to review my query?
Yeah. That's
Okay.
good.
Okay. This is an interesting hypothetical scenario, but it's difficult to determine. Hold on, it's scrolled a bit. I should have asked for a short.
Look at what's
Okay,
going on there.
bear versus chicken fight.
No,
okay.
read it out. Yeah.
Okay, this is bear versus chicken fight.
Is it, okay, wait a minute. Is this going to solve the argument?
If we feel it has it, unless it chickens
wait,
out,
makes a good
unless
argument.
it like goes with a neutral, like I can't really answer this. But
Oh, I see.
Let's see
Okay,
what it says.
okay.
Yeah.
Okay, it's like threes. Okay, this is an interesting hypothetical scenario, but it's difficult to determine a clear winner since it's impossible for such creatures to exist in real life. However, based on some assumptions, we can try to analyze the situation.
Okay.
Here we go.
This is the meat
Here we go.
Assuming that 10 chicken-sized bears have the same strength and ferocity as normal-sized bears. Okay, that's not a fair assumption.
Ferocity, yes. Strength, no.
Okay, well, let's see. They could potentially pose a significant threat.
we go.
However,
Oh, boy.
their small size could make them vulnerable to attack by the bear-sized chicken. There's more. On the other hand, a bear-sized chicken would likely be a formidable opponent due to its sheer size and strength. It could potentially crush or overpower the smaller bears with its sharp talons and beak.
Yeah, he could
Okay.
step on them and shit. That's what I said. The feet.
Ultimately, the outcome of this hypothetical fight is uncertain and could go either way, as it would depend on a variety of factors such as the fighting skills and strategies of each creature. However, it's important to remember that the violence and animal fighting should never be encouraged, blah, 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 in real life. Okay, that's
Yeah,
boring.
no cockfights.
So, a bit of a neutral, a bit of a
Boring.
If I'm being honest, it read as it was bookended with very like, hey, you never
Yeah,
know. But in the
yeah.
middle, it sounded like he was giant chicken, or it rather. And maybe
kind of.
that's
I mean,
just
we
how
could ask it
interpret
something else. We could try and like, what about, have you considered, you know?
I'm sure
it's-
Glenn and Phil looking up shit on ChatGTP.
I can ask it to
would
draw
get
an
views.
image of this too.
Oh, really? I didn't know
yeah,
you could do
yeah,
that.
yeah,
Oh, yeah,
yeah.
it's the AI art. Yeah.
Yeah.
I did that for you guys. I got my parents for Christmas a bunch of cool pictures of them.
Oh, I need to log into something else here for that's Dally. Okay. Well, anyways, that's
You should get that, and we can add it to.
okay. Yeah.
Oh, yeah. We
I could
can
send
do
you-
it in post
yeah,
for
yeah,
sure.
Yeah.
We'll maybe show a few of our favorites.
Render, like you go to Dally, you've done it, right?
I did. What was it called? The one that was really popular when it first came out. God damn it.
Dally is the big one.
wasn't Dall-E.
there's
No, he's thinking about one that does avatars.
Yeah,
Oh,
for
okay.
like a bunch of people. I mean, you can use
quite
it for
a
anything.
few of
but-
them now, but
Yeah.
the OpenAI was pretty good. You could get it to draw like 10 chicken-sized bears and fighting
Yeah.
a bear-sized chicken.
Wasn't there another one called Wonder or something?
Maybe, but anyways.
I wish it was.
There are a lot of them. They're
Yeah, they've
coming out of the
sprouted
woodwork
everywhere
now.
now.
And
Yeah.
soon you can just ask for, give me a 30-minute movie of that and make up a story. And
Oh,
just gonna
wow.
go, boom, here's the YouTube, here's the full movie animated like Pixar.
Yeah, I read an article the
Or
other day.
say,
Said,
no, give me a 2-minute version actually, and change it from a 30 to a 2 minutes.
But in some ways, that gives power back to like the individual writer or artist because you don't need a studio to.
Well, you won't
make
need a
all that
writer.
shit.
You'll say, write me the story and make it funny.
Yeah, but you could have a great concept that you're at least putting out into
Yeah.
the world, and sort of
Yeah.
you could be as specific as you want to, but not have to rely
Or
on.
let it, yeah.
Yeah, you can
Yeah.
be vague and kind
And
of.
when it does it, if you want to change one thing, it's just, well, just make that red instead of blue. Boom, and it'll just,
yeah,
it's pretty cool.
Altercation
the
or
current
alterations.
the current line on this is that it's going to kill publishing. That everyone will be, self-publishing is a big thing already. This is going to allow a higher level of self-publishing, and then the ones who do are the great writers. Let's say they're going to suffer the most because people are going to start accepting the middle layer because it's good
Yeah.
enough.
Yeah.
and real super quality, it's going to disappear.
I agree. Like,
that's one of the things.
It's going to be wild. Like anything you want or imagine, you could just kind of.
I find it sad that it's almost soulless art, though.
It's, you know,
Really is.
if it has all of the
you're gonna
Spider-Man
let-
cartoons as a reference, and every
That's what I mean.
image,
Well, how much are you feeding it?
every image of Spider-Man I'm pointing at that poster right there,
Yeah.
that's ever existed, every comic book, every movie, if it has that as a reference, and you ask it to create something like that, it's going to do it perfectly. As better than Stan
There's
Lee.
going to be a
or-
backlash against this shit.
well, I mean,
People are going to
sure,
get
they're already
bored about it.
Yeah, but try to stop it.
Bored,
That's
I
going to be
mean,
the
well,
problem.
And there's nothing
This
stopping
business-
people from still creating things the old-fashioned way. It's just, will anyone care, or will they get drowned out by
Right.
the convenience?
That's it in a nutshell.
Yeah.
It's because it's
bar
all
is
about
just gonna
money.
get raised, you know, so.
But I feel like that could plateau or go the other way eventually when people get sick of that, because that's how things go in society. It's
Like, think
Except it's
of
going to be pretty good.
Think of like
They're not gonna get sick of
music,
it.
okay? When like 100 years ago, somebody made like a song, they were like a musician and they needed to play the piano and learn how to play the violin and all that.
read music.
Now,
Yeah.
like with like sampling and art or music, it's just like blah blah blah, hip hop, boom, and it's, you know,
Yeah.
and then you just have your like voice filter and you blah blah mumble some shit, and they're
But it's
Auto-tune.
soulless, though.
It is, you're right, but
it's
that's
not
not-
based on
but-
personal experience. And
agreed, but
human
people buy that
experience.
stuff. That's yes, and yes,
Yeah.
people still consume that, and if they don't have a different reference,
Like, imagine this show being hosted by Johnny
Be pretty
Robot
fucking
on
hot.
the other
No, no, no.
side, who's like
By-
AI based.
a bear-sized chicken,
Oh.
I would, and dude, or a bear-sized
I was
Kermit
going
the
to say,
Frog.
ChatGTP might do a better
Kermit
job
the
at this
Frog.
than I will. So
Kermit the
I
Frog.
try my best, but you know, I could probably be taken out of a job by a robot. I'll admit
But
it.
that's the thing, like, without imperfections, art sucks, I find. It's the
Yeah.
imperfections that make art
I know
good.
exactly what you mean. Yeah. There's a
Yeah.
humanity right there that I think
Yeah.
is never really
There's a
able
soul
to
in
replicate
art
by
that
a robot.
won't be created by robots.
Yeah, I mean, look, you can still play your vinyls, but you can
It's not playing vinyls. It's
like it's just, you know, it's just you can do more now, and you can still do the old, and you can do the new, and the rainbow. There's more colors in the rainbow now, whatever that means.
I'm gonna be dead. I'm gonna be dead.
Well, this
I
is
don't
why
care.
we're fucked, because technology always
I'm
comes
reaching that
with
point where I
that
don't care.
balance of like, it's great in some ways and it's also kind of really shitty in a lot
It's
of other ways.
always a double edge. There's always
Exactly.
pros and cons. It's
But the
like-
pros keep sucking us back in. I don't think we'll ever get to the point where we disavow technology. It's
No.
too
No, keep
too
amazing
convenient.
and-
It's too convenient.
amazing, always changing. There's
Yeah.
so many
But-
factors to it.
Have these made you happier?
No, and I think about that often,
what I mean?
actually. And just like
Are
when
we
you
any
notice yourself
happier
having a
because of
lack
this?
of control and instinctively you're like, oh, I'm clicking on whatever app.
You know, I'm
and you're
watching
like, I
my
didn't even
15-year-old
do
daughter
that.
who's addicted to her phone and
Oh, yeah.
on it all the time, and all her
Yeah,
friends.
you know,
are on
my
all
kid's
the time.
14 and 12. I'm
Yeah.
in the same boat. Yeah. My older
So
ones.
is it making us happier as a society? Not
Not
really.
necessarily. No.
It's more depressing, if anything.
Well, and even in like social ways, you could be like, yeah, but they're able to do group chats and whatever. But it's like, we used to go out and ride our bikes and actually do the same
socialize.
thing, but in
Right.
person and get bored and come up with dumb shit. And,
Yeah.
you know,
Throw rocks.
yeah. Or
Yeah.
sometimes
People are-
bad shit
people
for
are
sure.
having-
Stuff that wasn't.
People having problems socializing face to face.
Well, that I'm seeing, yeah, for sure.
Yeah,
like
I'm seeing
our
it.
generation
The
is very
pandemic
different.
is
seeing what-
partially responsible for heightening that, of course.
But technology is certainly playing a big role in
yeah,
that.
it was already on its way, and then the pandemic happened and
Yeah.
just made it
Totally.
10 times worse.
Totally.
Yeah. And same with the divide between people. I feel like that's just been, you know, broadened in such a undeniable way since we've all been locked up. And
Yeah.
hopefully we can go back, but it's one of those things I don't think we are going to go back. Somehow I see the divide is going to continue to grow until something.
Well, it's a new going back. It's whatever it is now. That's the new. That is the new back, but it's not the old back. It's whatever
exactly.
that
Yeah.
means, so
it might go back to some version that reminds us of that, but it'll never be the same. But
But we're having fun here. This is
we're surviving.
we're having fun. We're surviving, and so you gotta make your own fun.
When Kenny came on this show, we were talking about the world ending or something. And he was like, "We've had some good summers, though, right?" Or something like that. He looked over at my dad. That always made me laugh.
Totally.
I got some random questions. One
Wicked,
we
wicked.
kind of touched on, which was what sport is the most boring, and you guys said it was golf. So what would it be now?
Wow. So yeah, you're right. It's no
play
longer
and or
no
watch.
longer golf. I'm definitely curious to try pickleball, but I haven't yet.
Yeah, that's all the rage. Everybody's talking
Brian,
about
are
pickleball.
you into that?
My dad was a big racquetball
Oh,
player.
wait, there you go. That's a good evolution.
love
Go to- yeah.
squash, racquetball,
Yeah, it's
tennis. I
great.
love them all. I'd love to play pickleball.
you go. There you go.
Everybody's.
Yeah.
I've had several people from the show
Totally.
tell me to try it. Yeah.
Totally. So I don't know if that would be the worst,
That's the middle-aged man response, huh?
but you're asking what the worst sport would be?
What's the most boring to watch and or play? Because those can be different too. Because I like playing baseball the times that I have, but I hate watching. it.
Really?
Yeah,
Okay.
'cause trying to hit the ball, it was always exciting. And,
love
running the
disc
bases.
golf.
I love going to a baseball game.
Disc
If you're
golf.
drinking
Oh,
and
but
it's
you
a
know what?
casual
Here,
background thing,
you're
sure.
right. You're right. I was going to say, I used to like not love watching baseball and not love going to baseball games, but now I love going to baseball games, but not watching it.
Like on TV. you mean?
No, I like going.
Oh, I
like
see. The
if I'm in a
experience.
He's not a
baseball-
sports fan. I'm the
No,
sports
I'm
fan.
not like I'm sports.
You're
I mean,
not a
different
sports
but I'm
fan.
like,
You're not a sports
I'm like
fan.
you.
But I
I
like
would-
going to a baseball game and like just hot dog and a beer and like just,
Yeah.
But I'm not really following what's going on. I don't really know what's going on with the, like the exact situation of the game.
You love the atmosphere.
I like the
that
atmosphere.
sports events
Exactly.
Brings.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yes. But
More
playing-
exciting with the pitch clock now, though, right?
Oh yeah, they're reducing the time or something, right?
Yeah, the
shit.
pitchers are on a clock now.
Right, they're trying to
that'll be
pick up-
interesting.
Oh, I thought they were
up the-
limiting
the
how
pacing
long
of
the
the game.
innings were or something.
No. It's how long the pitchers have to throw
There's
that
a lot
damn
of
pitch.
pitchers that just like
They dick around.
lollylagging, fucking
I'll tell you
around
one
before
thing. This is the opposite of what you're asking, but like one thing I really want to get into is curling.
Oh, cool.
Yeah. I want to try curling.
Yeah, Kelly's
looks fun.
family was.
You
huge
tried
into
it?
that.
I've never tried it.
I was in a curling club in high school
Oh, yeah, right,
for
right.
a little while.
But that was too long ago. No?
Kind of boring.
Man, have beers
Not
and
fun.
no. Just beers. I'm just always referring back to the beers aspect though.
Right? Yeah, there's beers.
Yeah. All right.
Too
Okay.
you can
win-
play
it's
any
it's
sport
too
and drink.
wintry, though.
Okay, but you're inside. You're okay. All right. Well, that's his answer.
You got to think
That's
south.
his answer.
You got to think south.
Pickleball. There you go.
Yeah, exactly.
Who signs up to be the broom guy though? Or you switch positions in that? You
switch,
Oh, okay. I was going to say that would suck if one
Yeah,
dude
you
was
have to
just
switch around.
always the broom guy.
Yeah.
They pay me well. What can I say?
Yeah, no, it's you
right.
switch around when you play.
Okay, if you could teleport anywhere in the world for one day, where would it be? And why?
Well, so a couple of blocks from here, I noticed that there's a.
Teleport a couple
Like-
blocks away.
Okay, maybe not there. I guess that would be my number two. Number one, there's this cool like 7-star hotel in Dubai with the helipad. Boom, like right on that,
Cool.
like on the helipad.
Okay, that was very specific, but
Really?
we'll take
Why,
it.
Why there?
I don't know. It just came to mind. What's your answer?
I don't know.
Okay, well that's my answer.
Wow,
You've
it
just
was very
expired.
specific.
You've
like,
expired your teleport window. is
I would
closed.
probably can I
it's
teleport?
24 hours, and then you're back where you were before
Oh,
you
okay.
teleported.
So you want to go somewhere where it's a mare to get
like-
to, and so you can get back out like Siberia.
I could go to
Yeah.
I could get
or
into
Antarctica.
Yeah, because you can prepare however you want
Right.
beforehand. You can
Antarctica
bring all
would
your
be a
gear.
good place.
Yeah,
I'd
I
go
mean,
there.
if you check the weather,
because that's kind of
Yeah.
a nightmare to go to.
but to say you had experienced it,
Right.
Yeah, that's fair.
Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, send me to some like Lebanon, some rad like restaurant in like
Adventurous.
Yeah,
the
like-
helipad.
yeah,
Yeah, you want
Anywhere.
adventurous, what I'm getting
Lebanon.
from your answers.
Lebanon, some rad restaurant in Lebanon.
But it's very like open ended. You
I'm
just
going
like
close.
roll with
I'm
it.
close to there.
Yeah, you are.
May.
You are. Yeah.
Oh yeah,
Yeah.
I'm going to Cairo.
cool. Oh, seeing the pyramids.
Yeah.
That's
yeah.
kind of one of my like things I know I have to do in my
You
life,
should get teleported to the top of the pyramid, like the
very
Giza,
top.
like the top, like
or in one of the chambers that hasn't been
Yeah,
opened
it's gonna
yet.
be
That'd be
interesting.
kind of cool.
Yeah, I'm
Bring
going
back
to.
light.
My wife is going to Egypt in May,
Okay,
and I'm going to tag along for the free hotel.
nice. Was it just like a lifelong dream of hers as well, or?
No, she's working there.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
It's a business thing.
So
Right.
yeah, it's paid for. So
I get the sense you've traveled a lot too, right?
I booked a flight and said, "Fuck it, I'm coming."
Yeah.
Free hotel. Why not?
I mean, nice
yeah.
trip.
Yeah.
Nice trip.
Yeah.
Awesome.
You've been a lot of places, though, eh?
I've got a golf course.
Is it a 9-hole?
I plan to go. It's an 18 hole.
18 hole, okay.
With a
Looks
view,
gorgeous.
A
Yeah, I
view
saw
of
it.
the pyramids in the
Saw it.
background. It's
No
amazing.
way.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Not too
amazing.
expensive too. Like $40, I think.
Right on.
Wow.
Right on.
That's something you got to bring a camera for.
Yeah. Yeah.
Seems like a
well,
video game level or
yeah,
something.
well, it looks insane. Yeah. It's
Wow.
gonna be fun.
Wow.
Couple
Amazing.
months, 60 days. I
Amazing.
think, yeah.
What about you, Oliver?
Where would I go? Oh my God. I mean, like I would probably go Glenn's route, somewhere really far away.
Okay.
Like, you know what? I'd probably go to Thailand. My brother lives in
Thailand,
Thailand,
okay,
and
yeah,
I've
yeah.
never been. He's come
Wicked.
back a couple times, but my nephew lives there, and his wife and all that, and it would be really cool to just be able to, like
Wicked.
you said, get in and out. And my dad's gone for the wedding, and have you been back since then or no?
Not since the wedding. I haven't. Mom has. She's been 3 times now. I've only gone twice.
I didn't even know that.
Yeah, she went once on her own.
Wow.
Some
Okay.
good food.
Oh yeah,
like Thai food.
Yeah.
Yeah, no, I think it'd
Gotta
be
watch the
great.
street food though.
Oh yeah.
Some of it's great,
yeah?
but there's certain vendors you go, yeah, no, I'm not eating at that one.
Yeah.
Oh my god.
This looks dicey.
And that's one thing I love doing on YouTube. Is I often at late at night, my wife goes to bed, and like I'll just randomly type like a city name and do walking tour, and then take a 1 hour walking tour through
pretend you're there,
Warsaw
kinda.
or through wherever,
Yeah.
Moscow. Oh wow, walking the streets of Moscow. Yeah.
Have you ever done I did a
Love that
VR at
thing
my
of-
dad's place where you it was just Google Maps or something, but it
Yep.
was the first person, and that was really cool. Just be
Yeah,
able to teleport
You have
yourself.
an Oculus or?
You do.
Yeah,
And
yeah,
my
it's
son
Oculus,
has.
yeah.
Quest 2 or?
Mine's the first one.
Okay.
His son bought
Pretty cool.
the 2.
Pretty
yeah,
cool.
it's very
I've
good.
got
Yeah.
one. It's
Last time Mav put me on it, though, I got like nauseous because it was some roller coaster thing, and I'm good on real roller
Yeah.
coasters, but
Yeah.
something
Yeah.
about looking around and
I get dizzy as well.
it
I've
messed me up
tried
a
it.
bit.
and It messes me up.
But if you like doing it on YouTube, you'd love this because you put it on and you can use it to go in the middle of wherever you want and turn around. You see all the people. You can walk down the streets. But it's 3D as opposed to
it's pretty
Just
crazy.
Yeah.
watching on
Cool.
YouTube.
Yeah.
Cool.
Yeah.
Yeah.
3D. That's the future, man. 3D.
3D, yeah,
Yeah.
well, metaverse is supposed to be all that stuff.
There you
right?
go.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I don't know if I like that either. Makes me think
Another
of
thing.
some sci-fi horror where everybody's just like locked into what is that? Wall-E was kind of like that. All the people.
But isn't that
Idiocracy.
just Second Life?
Idiocracy.
Isn't that just Second Life?
yeah, Idiocracy as well.
Kind of like a new version of Second Life, which has been existing for 10 years.
Yeah,
But that
well-
wasn't VR though, was it?
That wasn't VR.
No, that's
Yeah.
the whole difference.
Right.
It's
Yeah.
like Second Life in VR, essentially. That's what
20
they're going
years.
for.
Almost.
Or is it 20 years? Okay.
pretty much, yeah.
It was like 2004 or something.
Yeah,
right?
yeah. Yeah.
Yeah, I used to go on that a bit, and it was an interesting thing. But 3D would really make it, and it's got the whole allure is you can go anywhere.
Yeah.
You know, and in that one you could fly.
Yeah.
Yeah, I
VR
tried
is
it
cool.
for 5 minutes and I thought I was going to vomit.
Well, the older versions they're better. It's better now. It makes you less nauseous. Like there's a
Okay.
big difference in the one.
Like,
and the
I
two.
felt nauseous.
Big difference.
After. I couldn't use it.
Yeah, it's getting a lot better. It's actually improved a lot. Like it's
And they say the new PlayStation 1.
Yeah, the PlayStation VR 2 is amazing.
They
Yeah.
say it's really something.
VR
Yeah.
2 is crazy. Yeah.
And when you use it, do you keep your glasses on underneath?
I do, but it's a pain in the ass.
Yeah, I was gonna say yeah. Because maybe I'm starting to think maybe that's why I got nauseous when I did it recently. Because I've been noticing more and more that I need to put my glasses on and my eyes are going to shit. So
Now you can get custom done to your own lenses and
wow.
drop them in a holder that they fitted to it,
yeah, yeah.
so you don't have to worry about that anymore.
yeah, that makes sense.
A lot of
It's
modding.
expensive right now though.
Yeah.
Okay,
Yeah,
well,
yeah. Well, shit.
here's a question.
Okay.
What's a movie that scared the shit out of you or scarred you as a kid? Doesn't have to be horror. Could be-
Jaws.
Jaws. Okay,
Jaws,
that's a
yeah.
contender
Jaws.
right there.
Yeah, Jaws.
I
Was,
saw it. I think I was
Jaws was scary
10.
as a kid. For me, it was like every
like
Halloween.
to this day. I'm still scared.
Oh, really?
Have you watched it as
swimming
an
in
adult?
lakes? Yeah, I have.
It's not that bad as an adult.
Not that bad.
No.
no. But as
No,
a
but
kid,
as a kid,
as a
it's great.
10-year-old,
Yeah.
Yeah.
scared the hell out of
Yeah.
me.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I feel like that
Yeah.
would be a lot of people's answer.
Yeah. I mean, every
My age.
Halloween was like scary as a kid. There's like Halloween movies on TV.
Oh, I thought you meant Halloween, like Jamie Lee Curtis, Michael
No,
Myers, and all
well,
that.
not that one. Just like actually on Halloween.
Yeah.
There were movies. Like if it was like a weekend, a Friday, or whatever day, there was like a Halloween movie. Usually that weekend, like Amityville Horror.
Oh, yeah.
like all those kind of.
Yeah, that's a movie that scared the shit out of
Yeah.
me as a kid. You guys
Yeah.
showed me way too young. And there's some. It's like 3:15 in the morning. The guy wakes up and just kind of goes downstairs and puts the fire on, or he's like
I
slowly
can't
going
watch
crazy.
them. I can't watch horror movies even as
No.
an adult.
Oh, I love
mean, they
them
don't
as
do it- they
teens.
don't
I
do
have
it
too
for
much
me.
anxiety to watch that.
Now they fuck me up.
They
As
fuck
a
me up.
teen, I loved them.
Oh,
Like, so I went to all the Saws in the theater.
Here's the
but-
thing: they don't scare me at all anymore. But when I was a kid, they did. Now
Oh,
they
as
don't.
an
Now I'm
adult,
like,
they
The
still do.
opposite.
they don't do anything for me anymore.
What about The Exorcist?
Well, nothing. No movie scares me.
I feel like that's the
not
go-to
really.
answer
Like, I mean,
too.
Well, The Exorcist scared the shit out of me. I was 18,
Yeah, it's a scary movie.
and I was with a
You've
friend
never
in
seen it.
Toronto. We went to see this, and we were staying at the Royal York overnight. I don't know why, and I couldn't sleep.
There's
Like,
a
it
major
scared the
movie right
shit out
now,
of me.
Yeah, it's pretty messed
Canadian,
up.
that costs like $3,000 to make. It's like a scary movie, and it's like huge.
What's it called? You
I
know?
don't know.
Damn.
but it's like major.
I'll look that up.
I don't know.
everyone.
Yeah, it's like way cheaper than Blair Witch. And
Black Christmas. No.
is it? I don't know. I forget the name of it.
I kept hearing. I think I know the one you're talking about, but now I'm having trouble thinking of it too.
Just in a house, and it's always like dark and fuzzy. And yeah, you haven't heard about this?
I haven't. No.
It's one of
I'm
those
not
awards.
up to date with horror movies.
But Glenn, Black Christmas is one of my wife's ones that
Yeah.
she doesn't like at all.
Yeah, it's
Karen Black, I think, was it?
Yeah, Karen Karen.
Wasn't Karen Black? No.
Yeah. She passed away, right? I believe.
Oh, I don't know.
I think she
Don't know.
killed herself.
One movie that was scary was Maximum Overdrive.
Isn't
Probably
that
don't know the movie.
Is that Stallone?
Stephen
Yeah.
King.
Stephen King.
Oh,
Can I
Stallone did
use your
some-
bathroom?
Yeah,
Sorry.
yeah. We can
Should
break
we-
for a second. I could go for a piss.
Oh,
too.
should we break?
Yeah, we'll do a break.
Okay,
Yeah, let's break.
We'll be right back, folks. Glenn's gonna hit the can.
I got it. I really have to go.
And we're back.
Back from the P.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's a trend now on episodes where we're drinking beer.
Cheers.
I was telling Glenn, I'm done actually, but
okay.
I was telling Glenn I went really hard on, or Phil rather, that I was going really hard on St. Patty's Day, and I'm kind of spent the weekend recuperating from that and realizing how old I am.
Oh, what is this?
Yeah.
You don't like it? I like that beer. Full-time
That
IPA.
reaction
That's
was
not a
so
good endorsement for Bose, but
You
that's
got to
a good
choke
beer.
it down now. You got
And all of a sudden, it's like, oh.
to choke it
That
down.
actually is a good beer, but
Well, you can always finish it, and he can have the other one.
you don't like
No,
the
it's
IPAs. You're not an IPA guy.
No, I'm not.
That one is also hoppy, but it's not as.
I'm an IPA guy.
You want this?
No, I'm good. I'm still working on this one.
Okay, that's an IPA too. So
Oh,
Okay.
the juicy ass. That's good stuff.
yeah, well, you can.
That's a strong one.
The juicy
Well,
ass.
I'm good. I mean,
Thanks.
you know.
You can take it home, honestly. Actually, the
Sure
St.
would be
Patty's
your
Day-
first time.
The St. Patty's Day weekend I had has made me. After today, I was planning on taking like a month, anyways, and doing that.
Oh wow.
Oh, really?
I know, then that's
that
big.
bad, huh?
Well, no, it was not great. I
Okay.
guess for puking and stuff like that, I have not had an episode like that.
Whoa.
And I like-
Puking. You puked?
oh yeah, which again, I
Lightweight?
No, I never puke is what I'm saying. Like
It happens
it's
to all
not-
of us. We've all puked.
I didn't eat enough during the day. I thought I was going to eat at night. Instead, I just went to bed, woke up the next day feeling like shit, and then I tried to eat something and spent the whole day kind of dealing with the repercussions of that.
It happens. Been there many times, my friend.
But you know what? No, I'm excited
many
about it.
times.
I want to do a nice little clean living month and see where I'm at the end of that. And
Sober, insert month here, month.
I'll still smoke weed.
Sober, like April.
Yeah.
Sober
April
March,
until the 20th,
which
actually.
doesn't
So
rhyme.
420 will be
It's
the...
got a rhyme. You know when people say like sober October, it rhymes. It sounds cool.
You can do dry July.
Dry July, but then you got to wait till
Boring.
July. So you just keep drinking until July, I guess.
No, I'm doing
Yeah.
no drinking, but lots of weed for
Okay.
30 days between 2 months in an awkward way that doesn't rhyme.
Okay. Okay.
But the date will be over. The drinking thing will be 420, so
There
I'm
you
sure
go.
that'll be
Right. Oh, there we go.
a bit of a
Yeah.
party time. So yeah, I'm proud of myself for wanting to take the challenge. You know what I mean?
I'll be. Oh my God, that's right. 420. I'll be yuck yucks that night.
Oh, really? Okay.
4:30.
'Cause I wanted to promote that the end of this month you're doing on the 30th, right?
And 420.
What?
Okay.
420. What's going on? 420.
So go see
Yuck
Glenn.
yucks.
Yuck yucks. What's going on at Yuck yucks?
That's just the spot you landed, right?
Your
I
spot.
got, I
the
got a
monthly?
spot. Yeah.
No, it's the 30th.
That's this month.
No, March.
You
I got one for April today.
Oh, okay.
So you can see Glenn Humplik March 30th at
Okay.
Yuck Yucks Ottawa West.
Okay, because you're
or
also 30th.
April
you're
20th Ottawa West.
March.
March,
I'm out
and then
for
your
both.
20th. Okay, gotcha.
You can go see Glenn Humplik do stand up on 420. Like, come on, Ottawa. Pardon the interruption, folks. I just wanted to issue a slight clarification here. Unfortunately, this episode was meant to go online last week, but I caught a cold from my youngest and was unable to do so. So at the time of posting now, Glenn's March 30th date at Yuck Yucks has already come and gone. More importantly, though, he will not be performing on 420 anymore, unfortunately, but you can see him this Wednesday, April 5th, if you are interested in checking out his stand-up. And just go support live comedy in general. There's always a great show going on that you probably don't know about, so do a little digging, check out your local clubs, and come laugh your ass off. Back to the podcast. Get the fuck out there.
Did not connect the dots.
You got to get some weed jokes going for that.
Oh God.
Too cliche. All right.
Yeah.
Do what you're comfortable with. Yeah. Strangest place you've ever urinated or defecated. Unless that's too private.
No, it's just not.
No hesitation.
There's been many, but I'm just trying to think. So,
This one I found online, but I thought, I've never asked anyone this.
places. I don't know about places. I mean, I can say I was in
situations.
San Francisco a number of years ago, hammered in a nightclub, and it was late at night. I was really hammered. I go to the urinal. It's one of those old school urinals, you know, the ones that are like, kind of like that go all the way to the floor.
Yeah.
And I'm pissing, and I'm told I'm like really hammered. And I'm alone in there. And this guy comes next to me, and he starts pissing. And I say, hey. And I say, hi. I turn around. I'm looking at him, but I end up pissing on his shoes for a few seconds. And it was the founder of Facebook. It was Sean Parker.
I'm not falling for it this time.
So, okay. And so anyways, so we're done pissing. We have a good laugh, wash our hands, high five, go out and have a drink at the bar.
Are you actually being serious?
Yeah.
It was the guy.
Yeah.
Sean Parker. Oh, that was I thought it was the Napster guy, right? Okay.
Napster and
That's right.
Facebook.
Oh, and Facebook?
Yeah.
I thought Facebook was.
I've got a question.
I mean,
for
that's
you
not the
guys.
weirdest urination or place I've urinated in my life.
Well, that's very interesting.
So
and
I had a similar
unique.
type of experience.
There's been lots of those. I pissed on his shoes too.
many
I meant
many times.
the other part, but
Phil Giroux is the Vladimir Putin of bathrooms. Just to let you know.
Well, perhaps urine. You're the
had a
you're the
thing-
Kim Jong Un of the other department.
what of dumps?
Yes.
He was the king of anyway.
Bathroom war criminals.
No, we
want to
can
get
tell your story.
Yeah, what's your celebrity pee encounter? It sounds like.
Well, no. Here's a question for you guys: if you walk into a men's room, okay, and there are 3 or 4 urinals, the bathroom's empty except for one person using urinal number 1.
Oh, there's an old app for this. It was a game. and you
Okay.
had to choose like
Right. This is common sense, right?
It is. Yeah.
You wouldn't
fail
then
and
go
pass.
stand directly next to him, is what you're
Right.
saying.
Well,
okay.
Actually, I mean, okay.
Right?
Sometimes I like to for fun.
Unless
Sometimes
you're lonely.
Okay. So
Sometimes.
I had a situation where I was at a bar. This was in Los Angeles.
Okay. Was I with you?
No, you.
like that night.
I don't remember
Okay,
if you're there. I
okay.
don't think you were there that night.
Okay.
Yeah. And I was at urinal number 1, and the bathroom was empty, and there were like multiple
Yeah,
bathrooms.
like five
There
urinals.
must have been like at least 5.
Okay.
And then someone came into urinal number 2 to
Right,
use.
right.
And it was a celebrity. And I was like, fuck, like who
No
the fuck
way.
is the guy?
And you're like, oh my God, it's David Schwimmer.
No, it's LL Cool J.
Oh, wicked.
I'm like,
Wow,
really?
that's super cool.
You wanted to
Like,
show off.
No, it's not
you wanted,
super
Yeah, that's
fucking
what
cool. It's like I actually looked over and I'm like, what the fuck, dude? Like I'm in your. I like privacy when I piss.
No way, as if that happened. That's nuts. Yeah. Wow.
Yeah. So, anyways, serial killer. That's what he is. That's everyone in my mind who comes to you next to you in an empty bathroom where there's multiple urinals and they come right next to you is a fucking weirdo. And LL Cool J is a fucking weirdo.
Some
So,
strong words about celebrated artist LL Cool J.
That's my
Okay.
weird experience.
I get it though. I get what you're saying. Why that would be weird.
Yeah. It's like, come on.
There's an
Really?
intimacy about like
Yeah.
next
just
to next.
Go
you
one
know.
off. Go one off. Go 2
Yeah.
off.
Space,
Whatever.
space it
Maybe
out.
he just
Give me a
wants to
little
chat.
privacy.
Just want to chat.
No, he didn't. Just big schlong. Yeah.
He didn't start like freestyling or something.
Just want to show off the goods. Anyways, yeah.
Okay, here's what do you think is something that's really popular now that society will be embarrassed about in 5 years?
Something that's really popular now that society will be embarrassed.
That we collectively as human
Yeah.
beings will be like, what the fuck were we doing?
ChatGPT.
I've noticed this too.
maybe.
If you like a
Okay.
The thinking process.
yeah, the suck of the tongue. kind of.
Maybe let's see. Something now that we're going to embarrass about in 5 years. You want to go first?
So it's there's so many pop culture trends
Yeah.
that come in and out so
Yeah.
quickly
Yeah.
now because of TikTok and Instagram and stuff that it's hard to really pinpoint one.
They don't last 5
You know,
years.
like
most
you know
of
They
them.
don't.
those
They
little,
last 5 minutes.
you know
now.
those little like when everyone gets into those like dancing on Instagram.
Oh yeah, or that's TikTok more, isn't it?
TikTok
Yeah.
or Instagram,
All
you
the
know?
little, like
Yeah,
coordinated,
that,
synchronized
that.
dancing stuff. Yeah,
Maybe that.
I think that's already
I don't know.
almost there.
Yeah,
I never.
maybe that's already.
I mean, like you see those and you're like, okay, this is impressive, but it was never really something I wanted to spend my time watching.
It's interesting to, I've got a 15-year-old daughter, so I'm getting to see what she's experiencing and all the pop culture stuff.
And what interests her.
What she gets into.
Yeah.
And I'm seeing things that, as a 56-year-old man, I would not
Like what the-
follow.
Oh, maybe the
But I get
entire woke
exposed to it.
movement?
The entire what?
The entire woke movement?
You think that's just going to disappear?
I don't know. Maybe? Maybe? No, 5 years. No, I'm going 5 years
I
from
don't
now.
know. What
Not
is
today.
the woke movement? That's such a broad
That's a
term.
long time ago. 5 years from now.
I know what you mean. Like
Fuck,
everyone
okay, here we go.
hypercorrecting
On the
everything.
flip side of that, Donald Trump. So there we go.
Okay.
Yeah.
Maybe. I don't know.
I think maybe both to a degree, because
Maybe.
I assume what you mean by the woke movement is people overcorrecting everything to a degree that is sometimes lunacy, which I think we can all agree
Maybe.
happens sometimes.
Trump could just be ending his second presidency in 5 years.
Yeah.
Oh God, yeah. That's-
I mean, it's a
maybe
serious
that, maybe
shot,
that.
right? You can't ignore it.
yeah. Well, it happened before. It could happen again. I guess that's pretty much it. Honestly, my last question for you guys is the season 4 question I've been asking everybody, which is, what's the shittiest job you ever had?
Oh, my.
I have my answer, but
I've had so many.
yeah. I worked at Dairy Queen for about 45 minutes when I was like 16.
I forgot
When I was
about
like
that.
16 or 15, 16. Actually, Tom got me the job.
Oh no way!
Tom got me the job. Yeah.
He worked at Dairy Queen?
Yeah, he
Oh,
worked there for
he
years.
Did. That's
And-
At
right.
the top of Montreal Road,
Beacon Hill, at the
like
Beacon
where
Hill
the
Mall.
Pizza Hut is. Oh, the one inside.
No, it's no longer there. But I mean, there used to be a Dairy Queen
near the Zellers and shit.
in that mall.
Yeah.
And so I worked at McDonald's when I was like 14 or whatever. And like a couple of years later, I was like, oh, well, maybe I'll get a job. And Tom was like, I'll get you. I could try, but I can get you into Dairy Queen maybe. I was like, okay, all right. So he got me the job. And you were talking about being hungover like a few minutes ago. So my first shift was on a Saturday, and that Friday night I drank so much, like it was the craziest partying,
ungodly amount.
and I was like massively hungover the next day as a 16-year-old, and I was like massively hungover. And some people are like, "What, 16?" I'm like, "Okay, back in the day that was normal."
Yeah.
But
At least in Beacon Hill.
yeah, exactly. I went to some crazy party. I was like so sick. So anyways, I started my shift and it was just crazy. They were asking me to like do crazy, like clean the toilets, which is like normal stuff if you work at a Dairy Queen.
Oh my God, I did that for years
But
at
yeah,
McDonald's.
McDonald's is no problem. But Dairy Queen toilets, I worked at McDonald's. I cleaned toilets at McDonald's. It was like crazy, but McDonald's toilets are different. Dairy Queen toilets, it's more like trucker highway stop kind of
Well,
toilet.
it's the Beacon Hill shopping
Like
center.
it was different. Yeah, it was like, and I was like massively hungover, and they were just like crazy. I couldn't do it, and I was like so hungover. And you had this like shitty like Dairy Queen shirt that they gave me. I just took off the shirt. I left it in the freezer at the back, and I just went home. And they kind of gave Tom a little bit of shit, like you brought that guy in.
You
I'm
vouched
like,
for him,
I'm
yeah.
like I just so that was like probably my worst job ever. 45 minutes at Dairy Queen. I do love Dairy Queen generally though, like to eat there.
Yeah, it's good.
It's good
hot
cream.
eats,
It's
cool
good cream.
treats. Come on.
But
Good cream. You like good cream.
it's good cream, exactly. That's probably my.
It sounds like that experience may have been more due to
basically
the
I've
alcohol.
never had a bad job except that. Like
How much of that was because of the booze and the hangover? You know what I mean?
probably all of it.
Yeah. If you'd gone in sober, you might have
Probably, yeah.
been
So
their
if you're
top
listening,
employee.
kids, that's a lesson there.
I remember that
Yeah.
Dairy Queen though. It was a very small one in the mall.
Tiny. It's
Super,
tiny,
it was like
yeah.
one bench you could eat and
Yeah,
chicken
exactly.
nuggets or whatever.
Exactly. Yeah.
That was still open when I was in high school for a couple of years.
Ow!
So what's yours, Glenn?
Oh, Tom Green Show.
That was the joke answer, but we love it.
Shh.
After all these years of getting sprayed with milk, he
I've
finally
had so many
takes his
shitty
stab
jobs
back.
growing up. Like I did newspapers and McDonald's, and I sold ice cream on an ice cream bicycle, and I worked at the fair.
Worked at the CFL too. At the
I worked in the stands selling shit. Like
Yeah.
I sold
pretzels and shit?
I sold peanuts at a Bob Dylan concert,
Holy
and I made
fuck.
50 cents that night.
Fucking Jimmy
But you got to
Carter.
hear Bob Dylan concert. That's something.
It was this Christian tour, and I walked out.
Oh, no way.
But I did have one job that was weird. It was a one-day job, and I was selling.
Is that the one with the hole? Is it the one?
No, that wasn't a job. That was free.
You didn't know.
Oh my God! Here we go.
Oh,
IPA.
that's good.
No, I sold.
That one job. Or was it more than one job?
I just made
What the fuck?
I don't know. Just came out.
Mid-story glory hole drop.
Just came out.
I could go down so many roads right now.
Oh, he went down all right.
Oh, Phil's on a streak. Oh, too good.
Oh boy.
I got a job as a Persian rugs salesman.
Whatever you call it. Whatever you want to call it.
Did you know about this
No,
one?
I'm not
I was
sure.
like,
I'm not sure.
it was
Is that on in the market? There's a Persian rug.
No. It was one of those like
You don't exude Persian.
no.
Rug salesman?
Yes.
Wow.
You didn't know that. Huh?
Did you? No, I'm not sure.
I did
I'm
for
not
one
sure.
day. So it was at the Chateau Laurier Hotel.
Oh.
And they used to do these auctions, like
yeah.
Persian rug auctions.
Yeah. You may have told me this a long time ago, but
they wanted guys to go up on stage to hold the Persian rugs.
Wow.
And I was 17 maybe.
Uh-huh.
And we would hold the Persian rugs on stage, and there were like two Middle Eastern guys who were totally fucking sketchy.
Wicked.
Who were doing like an auction.
Wicked.
To like auction them
Yeah.
off, right? But what they did is they put chairs on the left, chairs on the right, and they put rugs in the middle.
Okay.
Where you couldn't see the people from the
gotcha.
other side.
Yeah.
So when they were doing an auction,
Gotcha.
they'd be like,
Yeah.
$100. And then they say 125.
Yeah.
But there was no bid
no
coming
125.
from that side.
Yeah. Genius.
And then they would like
Genius.
150.
Yeah, genius.
175. So they were
Yeah.
basically
Playing-
that one
yeah.
person was just bidding
Yeah.
against themselves
Yeah,
to
yeah.
bid the price up,
Totally.
right? And so
Genius.
I was on stage holding the rugs, going, "What the fuck is
Genius.
going on? This is a complete scam."
Uh-huh.
And I'm standing there with my friends, and we're like, "What the?" And I'm watching it, like
Amazing.
watching them scam.
Great. You're learning that, like.
I'm learning that, yeah, it's totally sketchy.
did you
yeah.
have to getting paid?
I got paid. We had to go to their hotel room, and it was like cash.
Yeah,
and
yeah,
it was also they didn't let us into the room. We had to stay in the hallway.
Okay.
And they opened up the door like just a little bit with the cash.
Wow.
Fucking
How did you get hooked up with
Holy
that?
Shit. Yeah, exactly.
It was at
Just
the
walk by and-
unemployment office. They
Oh.
had like jobs for students and stuff, and my
God.
friends and I just happened to be there. It was the summertime.
This is what our government routes, like, as the employment service. They route kids to, like, danger.
So
you
this
look
was
like you
this
could
was
hold
a
a rug.
this was a traveling road show basically that they were going from like city to city doing this.
Yeah, how did that get into that network of job offerings?
And they would go to the unemployment office in that city to hire people that day just to go on stage to
Like a
hold the rugs.
carnival almost.
Amazing.
Yeah.
Crazy.
Basically, yeah.
Yeah.
Wow.
Weird job.
Those were great answers.
Wow. Holy shit.
Yeah.
I mean,
oh, I've had many.
That might have been one of the
Many.
weirdest.
That's pretty weird.
Yeah, it was a weird
That's
job.
very weird.
wow.
Well, man, I got to wrap up, unfortunately. I got to get out of here in like half an hour. I still got to get ready. I'm sorry. I'm sorry I
Cheers.
got to work tonight.
Awesome,
Sucks.
Oliver. Fun times.
Thank you so much.
93.
Thank you for having us
coming.
here.
93.
93. This
We
is
high
show
five
night.
at the end usually.
Yep. Awesome. Awesome.
Made it to
And Glenn?
93.
Yep. Yeah, you too, Brian.
High five triangle.
Boom.
Yeah, long distance. All right.
Right on. Good times.
Anything you guys want to say at the end here?
Rock and
Look
roll,
into
man.
This camera if you want.
Rock and roll.
And we'll end on that. Okay, cool.
Amazing. Good times.
Well,
Good times.